Okay, hello everyone, and I'm hoping that the YouTube stream is fixed. It was off yesterday. It says it's excellent. Am I okay? We're got my stream key issues sorted out. Oh gosh, we got some trash talk already. I gotta change my overlay. What are we gonna turn on? That, and that. Someone type stuff in the chat so we can see that. Right, we gotta get the player names set up. Where is Zaid from? That's someone I know. Anyway, this isn't a best of anything. This is Arabia. This is the ranked ladder. Hello, race car driver. This will be Zaid as the Malians in the blue against T90 official as the Tupi in the red. Alright, Zaid is probably on a team and probably has a country flag. That's not in my settings right now, so we'll add that when I think of it. So right now, T90, 2442, he's playing as the red Tupi. To the southeast, Zaid, the blue Malians, to the east. And let me go here, play all one ranked ladder. So I'm seeing the same thing my overlay's seeing. I think we're good. Let me just go to my scoreboard too and turn on everything there for when we're checking the stats out later. There we go. And Black Drazzle. I think it was you who suggested the other use of the modulus operator in the sign computation. I thought about that, and it actually works very well. So I started using that. This is just the ranked ladder, no tournament. I was updating all my macros yesterday anyway, and I realized the reason I didn't think about that was because when I first wrote the sign computation, I didn't realize that the modulus operator was actually a thing. Because when they published in the patch notes, they just said plus, minus, times, divide. So I had worked out this convoluted thing where I divided by 2 8 times. And when they added the modulus operator, I realized I could use it for the modulus, but I didn't. I didn't think to rewrite the most convoluted line of code. But yeah, that's actually much shorter. Actually, I think I have all my... I actually have a full explanation of it. Let me grab this. I have a link handy. Where is this repository at? Yeah, the README there now explains the full computation if you want to see the full nightmare that is computing sine and cosine in the map script. I can bring that on stream real quick. Yeah, so basically, you use this function here. It's much better than just a simple quadratic approximation. So much so that without much additional computational complexity, I'm just using it. And you can't really do a series representation because the series is a local approximation near 0. And if you get away from 0, you need enough terms in the series that it becomes way too cumbersome to do in this map scripting mathematical expression mayhem that they've unleashed on us. So basically, the two optimizations I realized, one were your thing, but first, so degrees is like the C-style degree. So when it gives us the remainder, if the initial number is negative, it's remainder minus 360. So we can actually just add 360 and then take the remainder again. And then that gives us the same value for both positive and negative numbers. So I don't need to do that large positive constant addition I did. And then to calculate essentially the signum, the only difference is 0 gets mapped to 1. You double the number to get an even number, add 1 to get an odd number, and then mod by 2 to get either plus or minus 1. And you go through the rest of the computation the same way. Is this math stream? Yep, and it comes from 7th century India, which means it fits AoE2's time frame more than the Three Kingdoms fits. If I have time, I'll make a longer video about it. But anyway, that's the Dark Age. We have T90 official. He's playing as the Tupi. He's going to go back and watch that I've casted his games. He's going to be like, what is this? we'll need to do some math streams, King Chandler. I still need to finish that. That math is part of how I do the diagonal gates. So I'll need to comment or make that part of the ACCM video I'm working on. Imagine that. Or is casting live to land for 45,000 people, and I'm trying to explain Indian trigonometry to T90 in the 7th century. But yeah, that was a good good idea for how to use the modulus operator. I never thought of doing it that way before, but yeah, if you have a positive, actually I wonder if it gives you plus versus minus 0 in different cases if you're dealing with floating point numbers. But if you have a positive number that's odd, you take the modulus, you get 1. If you have a negative number that's odd and you take it, you get negative 1. Unless you have a sane remainder operator like Python has. When I make the log video, that's still in the pipeline. Still in the pipeline, I need to make the log video. Well, here we have a Champy, so T90 with the 2P. Doesn't look like he's fast castling. I think FC Blackwood Archers is a thing. Train AI using visual recognition. And Rob Chang, what's a 2P on YouTube? Let me actually make sure that my YouTube chat is working in OBS. I need to type a thing every time I do this. There we go. The thing is typed, and I can see YouTube again. Still need to work on making sure you can see YouTube. That's still on the to-do list. I've had a long to-do list. The to-do list, though, is almost finished now that I'm done with the Brazilian Dynasty. And the Rage Forest map is pretty much finished. I'm going to turn that into version finished instead of beta. Probably tomorrow. So, Man-at-Arms from Zaid, but T90, he is walled up. He's even walled to the edge of the map. He's doing all sorts of walls. Very compact base. One of the things I noted watching people, some of the new streamers from the King's Gambit, start playing AoE 2, is it's a very subtle difference in how people wall their base. And one of the pieces of advice I always give players, you don't need to use your buildings as walls so much as you need to use them as buildings. And when you start adding your range and your barracks super far away, yeah, they're part of a wall, but you can also use walls as walls. And you're making them less effective in buildings when you're training your units and your units immediately are out of position. One of those things, mouflons over there. Are mouflons in the desert? I thought they were more of a mountainous creature. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Are the 2P broken? I mean, I don't think Nilly needs to go fix their pathing, but Blackwood Archers still look quite strong from what I've seen. Kind of surprised we're not seeing a Phosphoro from T90. That's the one thing I'll need to figure out when I get back into playing 1v1s if I ever do. Is how to defend the Phosphoro. I'd like to get to 2k1. And then I figure at least I can let my elo decay and I'll still be above 2k. Test, no zombie. Hello, no zombie. No zombie, you ready for Rage Forest? I'm super excited for Rage Forest, honestly. I think that's going to be an amazing event. I'm going to try to make a couple of breakdown videos and analysis videos about Rage Forest mechanics. My phone says thunderstorm, so it's a good thing I went for a walk earlier. Ooh, T90's got 2 groups of archers. He's gonna kill a scout. His men-at-arms not really breaking in yet. The morning always ready, no zombie. Prepared, whatever the time, whatever the lag. Ready to play Black Forest. I actually think Mihai has an incredibly scary team. I liked Doubt's team too. I also really liked ACCM's team. There's padded archer armor for Zaid. And T90 running a bit overzealously forward into some skirmishers. He'll take some losses in this fight. Maybe a mistake there just to focus the spear rather than an archer. If you want to combat the archers as much as possible, but everything from T90 will be cleaned up here. Everything will be cleaned up. And oh, I can hear my in-game sound too. That's why I'm confused. Pull the vodka here. Zoom all the way in. Turn that off. Zoom in. There we go. And Snuckfan. Hello, Snuckfan. Hope you're having a lovely day. Ooh, low HP Vil hops inside the settlement, though. Don't gotta worry too much. T90 will keep the Vils gathering as much as he can from the berries. And now it's his turn to come over with skirms. Maybe a few more skirms than Zaid was anticipating there. But he's investing to them. Is this live? Yes, this is live. Very live. So Zaid with the score lead here. Chasing the mid-arms with his skirms. I wonder if T90's going to play a lot of games. Yesterday I saw him playing quite a few games. Sometimes he gets into those moments where he feels motivated to play. Not much to cast right now, so he might just be hopping on the ladder, treating it like an escalator. See if he can hit 2K. Has he hit 2K6? I believe he's been 2K5. I don't know if he's gotten to 2K6. Has Castle Age for Zaid. Yeah, he's almost 2K5. I think he's mostly an Arabia player. He's not one of those that bans Arabia and Arena, favorites migration or the weird maps, and tries to climb that way. You definitely can do that. You'll certainly go up in ELO quite a bit if you do that. That probably works until around probably 2K5, 2K6, maybe even slightly above if you're super efficient at those maps. Oh, that handsome Arabian wolf. Most handsome unit in the game. Chase these skirms around. Oh, let the wolf get the kill. Let the wolf get the kill. Oh, he knows. Oh, so someone clipped that. T90 saying, this is perfectly calculated. I don't need to kill that skirm. I'll let the wolf do it. Oh, that was planned. 100% planned. Oh, will he face some revenge though? Here comes another wolf. Here comes one more wolf. He could lose this skirm. The skirm will attack the wolf. Oh, don't type your woo-woos prematurely. This skirm might go down too. Oh, T90 getting a taste of his own medicine for that Arabian wolf. There it goes. Oh, it's close. 16 HP. I think the wolf is... The skirm ran out of map. And the wolf will kill the skirm. Oh, now definitely clip it. Now get your woo-woos in the chat. Zaid's up to the Castle Age a bit faster than T90. Harassing the woodline just a bit. Good morning from Thailand. 3:18 a.m. here. England kickoff at 4 a.m. Good to catch a bit of the stream before that. Yep, England versus Norway are playing in Miami. We watched the England-Mexico game after the Brazilian dynasty was over in Brazil. That was cool. Everyone went to the same place afterwards. Okay, enough crossbows here from Zaid. Can chase down the skirms before Elite Skirm comes in. Crossbow's pretty good against feudal skirms, no problem there. Here's a defensive workshop from Tristan here. Ready to defend the front of his base. These settlements up. It always kind of feels weird to me seeing the settlements, such a large chunky building multiplied all over the base. Instead of the nice diversity of mill, mining camp, lumber camps. Just one building repeated. Always kind of shocks me. There's Bowsaw. Fantastic call by FIFA to play the World Cup semifinal in a gigantic hotbox. Which stadium in Miami is it? So I think the Marlins play in a stadium with a roof where they have air conditioning. Not so sure about the Dolphins, though. I would guess that's where they're playing. At the football stadium. Yeah, it needs the house treatment where it can be rotated randomly. Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd make it feel better. That'd make it feel much better. Oh, it's open air. Okay. That's gonna be super warm then. Not quite as warm up here. Yeah, near New York City. But it can get warm. A big gamble on what the weather would be like at MetLife. And that's open too, near roof. They also had to replace the turf with grass, thankfully. That's something I've heard NFL players complaining about. They seem to get injured more on turf than they do on grass. How far to MetLife am I in New Jersey? About, usually if there's not much traffic, around a 45-minute drive. Not that far. I went past it when we had our meetup at the Airbnb for cartographers. That's because I'm a tech guy. I'd almost moved to the West Coast a while ago. I've been there a few times. So mangonel shots now, T90 getting a bit cornered. Getting a bit cornered as two mangonels close in on those crossbowmen. Crossbows and skirms trying to dance their way away from the mangonels. If there's enough HP that they should get splattered in the face. What can T90 do here? Can he get away? Can he out-micro this? So far, so good. He's taking out one mangonel. He's splitting. Can he get the next one? Can he pick off crossbows? He's going to go into the minimum range of the mangonel. Always a bit risky, because he could tank a shot on the way out. He's not going to get the next mangonel. But he micro that about as well as he could hope to. Another TC behind that Visade. Paneling. I think it's more 1970s than 80s. Mangonels from that workshop. And stable at Visade. Ooh, yeah, Palisade Gate will go right down, but the Mangonel comes out from behind. And will it hit? Oh, gets one of the Mangonels. Gets taken out, though. Alright, so T90 keeping the pressure up. Looking at the build count, still pretty similar. Scores are really close, so T90 can take a good fight, clear some crossbows. He's just doing Horse Collar. Just doing Horse Collar, known as Wheelbarrow. Need some eco upgrades. Bear fur on the floor in my wooden hunting cabin? I don't, but I do see bears in the woods occasionally. At least back when my knee was healthy enough to go for runs. So we have 1, 2, 3 TCs here. Chicago Bears. Nope, I saw some of those when I was in Wisconsin, though. They didn't like the cheese. Wheelbarrow for Zaid. Looks like Zaid's just a bit ahead in Nico. Just a bit ahead. Res collected everything. But I still worry what's going to happen once T90 mines some stone, makes a castle, and makes some Blackwood archers. With the poison damage, the extra Pierce armor of the Champ Scarl shouldn't matter. I still fear Blackwood archers will destroy everything. What I'd love to see is Malians get siege archers against the Blackwood archers. That would be fun. It happened to my knee. Age. Hello, Kai World. How you doing? Welcome into the YouTube chat. So I'm still picking off the crossbows and the skirms. Hoping my voice doesn't sound too bad. I'm still feeling a bit sick from my flight back from Brazil. Just had a sore throat for a few days. I've spent a few days hoping it goes away. It's just kind of been like this. It's just all kind of nasty things. Yeah, you think you're gonna click up to the next stage, and, well, you just get triple mangonel shotted. And all of a sudden, no, you don't have any resources left. That's how my knees feel. My knees feel like they just got shot by a mangonel that was uphill, and all 3 of the mangonels went down. Not only that, the uphill mangonels were T90's mangonels. Enjoyed seeing me in Brazil through the broadcasts. Yes, that was a lot of fun. I hope that we're going to have another event in Brazil around a year from now. I look like I'm at most 30. I look 27 plus. That puts me in a range from 27 to 30. It is younger than my age, so I'll accept that. One day I think I just go clean shaven and then I'll probably look even younger. I don't think I have that Tom Holland thing where I can still play a teenager when I'm in my 30s. I could probably pass for a 20-something. Oh, ooh, another wolf. Oh, okay, wolf, get the skirm, get the skirm. Mangonel trying to save the skirm. Doesn't get the wolf. Okay, needs another hit. Oh, saves it, saves it. Some knights in the middle taking a fight. Vils going. Ooh, we're about to get a castle drop. So this is T90, maybe getting older more quickly than he'd like if that castle goes on his face. Advancing to the next stage, up to the Imperial Age. Here come a couple of knights to take out the mangonels. Monks to defend against the other knight from T90. Doesn't get the mangonel. Now, ooh, this could be bad if the crossbows are forced back. A couple of mangonels forward, and there's a castle. Could maybe be more forward. Always want to see castles even more forward. But there it goes. And T90 with 25 crossbows. Thinking of jumping this. But still 2 mangonels there, 1 being repaired. Don't think he can stop it. Not too bad for him. He can stay in the back, do a defensive castle, and win a Treb war. Zaid, not that far from Imp. I wonder if he really gets much from Imp, or if the timing is such that he needs to push now. I don't know how I feel about that castle location. Part of me wants it farther back, and yeah, T90 does too. This is where I'd have deleted the Palisade, though, just to get it on a hill. Palisade just kind of blocks your gold right now. What a silly name is Blackwood Archer for a Brazilian pre-colonial unique unit. I always thought it weird that you look younger than me and you speak like if you lived for the whole existence of this game, which is older than I am. I've lived for longer than the whole existence of this game. I'm 6 full years older. So double castle from Zaid, but risky to do both forward. There's T90 up, immediately going for Bracer, immediately going for Trebs. Losing some crossbowmen. It'll be double castles plus potential chemistry and bombard cannon against a single castle. Zaid's still slightly ahead in res collected, slightly ahead in Vils too. T90 ahead in score, and he'll have the good timing for the Trebs doing a second castle of his own. Has to be careful about over chopping, making sure knights don't raid. Also left a relic out there. Hello Perk, how are you doing? And hello Compizza. What are we streaming? We just found T90 playing some ranked games. And so we're just gonna spy on him. Spy on him. How's the Brazilian experience? It was great. It was absolutely great. And I'm looking forward to very hopefully doing another event next year. And casting an Imperial Age coming up. So next up on the land schedule will hopefully be Spain and then Hamburg. We'll see how the subs support, or how many subs we get. I'm going to try to up YouTube content again too. But yeah, I'd love to go to Spain before the Garrison to cast another land with some crazy custom maps. I think that'll be good content for us, as long as I can swing the trip. Any more S tier as the Garrison's coming up? Is the League S tier or is that A tier? I'm not actually sure, but that's coming up. We have Rage Forest though, and I'm honestly looking fun so much for Rage Forest. Next 2 events I have are Rage Forest, then Sudden Disaster, and I think those 2 are going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to those 2. When is the Garrison? The land is in November, 25th to 29th. There's a qualifier sometime before that. And I'm hoping to swing a trip to Spain for November 14th to 15th. And then maybe just take a quick break between those 2. Yep, Incas do get the architecture set. Yep, that's the Inca with the settlements now. They also get the Champions instead of the Eagles now. We can refer to the Eagles once more as a Mesoamerican unit, and the architecture once more as the Mesoamerican architecture. And the Aztecs and the Maya. Well, I guess we could always refer to those 2 as the Mesoamerican civs. But now we have distinct Mesoamerican and South American civs. Yeah, Meso is back. Nice to give a spotlight to the low elo legends like T90. He's not that low elo, he's 2k4. And his opponents, I think Zaid, as well as I know Zaid, he should be much higher than 2,000. Must be on a losing streak or something. And here he is with a bunch of knights gonna find and trap T90's Arbalests. Gonna beat Trickle Trebin. Now he's doing absolutely fine in the Treb War. It is completely fine to Trickle Treb if your Trebs are safe. So Zaid picking up relics. That'll be his second. T90 so far for growing the relics. He's gonna grab both castles, take them down, and well, if you're the Malians, at least you can do bombard cannon. That's a lot of forward presence he's now lost. And what do we like going forward? Malians are... Oh, look at how much that castle... Look how much those castles are his pop space. Oh, lost 40 pop space from 150 to 110. He's having a housing crisis. No, people will be all... Oh my gosh, another Arabian wolf attacking a Vil. Thank you, Blink AoE, for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. That Vil has Loom, so she'll win the fight. But that's weird. She just started farming, then out of nowhere, here comes a wolf. The other farmers told too many lies, and she didn't believe them. She went there, she was just like, I'll deal with this wolf myself. Have fun. Thank you so much for the raid. Housing crisis. That New York City is more of an affordability crisis. It's more that everything is so expensive. So Blackbird Archers now for T90. And finally doing the Blackbirds. And quickly fill your castle with extra arrows if you spam Blackbirds into it. And will the Cavaliers run to the castle? Nope. Ooh, we have what are these Blackbird Archers and Arbalests coming forward. Next DLC is North America. I've heard it's Scandinavia or Fennoscandia, whatever they come up with. So Cavaliers and Camel is a weird upgrade against the Tupi. Is that a misclick from Zaid? Is Zaid going for 100% text researched? Tupi don't have any cav. Why would you ever make camels instead of like cav and Cavaliers? That is weird. Chat, do you have any idea? Is there something about the Tupi I'm missing? Is there something I'm missing? Oh, T90 is just like, put some gates here. He's like, I don't want to fight Cavaliers in the open. I'll just place some gates. And the gates will block. Be blocked by the arbs. They won't get any pathing. Oh boy. I mean, good play if you do it right. You still could do it right. I'm a bit worried about the Trebs. He needs to get inside of the gate and to block his Vil's ability to do another quick wall. He's still not inside of the gate. The Cavaliers are inside the gate. That did not work for him. This could be all the Trebs going down, and I think it will be. There's still 3 Trebs there. If the Cavaliers focus the Trebs and they're not focusing the Archers, they do not have Farimba yet. But I think this could be... I don't know, there are 34 Arbs there and 7 Blackwood Archers. I think T90 actually wins the fight at the cost of the Trebs. Zaid researched chemistry after they have the same shortcut in their respective menus. That'll depend on their hotkeys. I actually don't use any technologies on my hotkeys other than age up, so I'm not sure what his hotkeys are or what the defaults are. I would think that camels and chemistry are in different positions, because chemistry is the top right of the university, and research heavy camel would be the bottom 3rd slot on the stable. Does T90 have the unique tech? He has the Champy tech, and not the poison damage tech. I don't know why he has the Champy tech. He hasn't been making Champy. It's the same reason I don't know why there's heavy camel. Maybe they're just misclicking? Trimba would have been nice a bit earlier. Now it's skirm time. Skirms without bracer. Poison damage. Probably deals with the skirms fairly decently. Yeah, he has the wrong one. Do you think he knows which tech is which? Skirms went down pretty easily without their armor, at least. And, oh, what is this? Castle drop. Castle drop denied, though. Castle drop denied by the Blackwood Archers. Some Cavaliers there to clean them up. Some Blackwood Archers raiding everywhere. Turs, which civ do you prefer here, Turs? Malians or 2P late game? I genuinely don't know. I've just been maybe scarred by previous instances of having seen the poison damage. Oh, hello, Butter. Yes, Turs is here. You know what we can also do? Turs is a responsible guy. We can mod him. Now Turs can have a sword. But, you know, he's gonna finish those gates. He's not gonna leave them unfinished. T90 adding some pikes. Try to deal with the cavalry. Upgrading the pikes. And still no Farimba for the Malians. And he's certainly pulling ahead in score, but that castle will secure gold now. Also 4 relics to 1, so Zayd will have more gold in the long run. And he's finally doing Farimba. We do have Halb, if they can do Halb. 2-man saw for T90 for the wood upgrade, and archers and pikes will be raiding a bit. What's the score? 0-0. This is just a ranked game. There is no score. Are they better than Arbs and Imp? For pop efficiency, that's an interesting one. I imagine the Arb is the better unit. Does the poison damage apply to Arbs? Foot archers. Oh, Arb's doing poison damage. I guess if you're at 200 pop, the Arb is probably better than the Blackwood Archer. Just because it's probably a stronger unit. Do we have any Blackwood Archers to check the stats? Yeah, 4+4 attack and half the HP versus 6+4 attack. So I'm going to say the Arb is probably the better unit. Same range, at least. Does T90 remember how to play? That's a good question. Oh, wait. Thank you. I was casting Rage Force the other day, and I forgot I need to move the score back. Where are we? Oh, wait, is there a new setting? Dashboard pages? Oh, do they literally lock useful settings behind a paywall? Typical Microsoft company. Can you see that now? There we go. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes.
And for Relics and Zeta working towards 200 pop again, we should have the stronger units. Yeah, 3 stone gates at the front of his base. Can't do the archery ranges on the island anymore. Imagine if those gates were just turned, he'd wall off so much of the map. So here's relying on castles. Didn't wall over here. I wouldn't mind seeing some walls over here, honestly. Just secure some map. Oh, this house just got massacred by that castle in the light cav. What are those? Okay, just cavaliers. For some reason, I didn't recognize them. Maybe I'm just getting old. My memory's failing me. So 3 troops trying to push the castle. Some halbs there to defend. Still tricky against the skirms, even if they don't have bracer. Halbs could simply charge the trebs. And Zayd may try to protect the trebs. The trebs are defended partially by the castle. Halbs are kind of splitting up and damaging different trebs. I don't know if even a single treb goes down. T90 still repairing the castle, another treb forward. And looks like the halbs will not even get a treb. 3 HP left, that's all it needs. And castle's gonna go down. T90's still pushing to the front. Oh, wait. Who said he was on a timer? Who said he was on a timer? He's got the relics. T90's got the relics now. Just needs to bring them back, the few monks. He's perfectly fine. Now Zayd is on the timer. Unless the Civ is just so good late game with Frimble Light Cap that the Tupi can't stop it. But they have halbs. I don't think that's the case. There's Elite Ibirapima Warrior. I genuinely have no idea what that unit does. The Tupi can make it. I don't think I've made one. I've seen they push with rams in the Castle Age. Why would you make one here? I don't know. I think it has an attack bonus against Cav. Strong versus infantry, weak versus archers. Nothing about Cav. Zeta's the best unit in the game. Use the skirms. Never underestimate the skirms. Has a small area attack. Okay. This castle being trebbed down. T90 could lose another castle in his base. And the trebs could always swing back and destroy this castle and try to reclaim relics. I think T90 has monks. He's getting the relics. He's getting the relics. Put them in a middle monastery, though. Doesn't feel very safe. But then again, he's kind of exposed everywhere. Just wants the gold. Wants to pick them up as fast as he can. Not let Zayd get them back. And he's got a monastery right there. Arbs atop the hill fighting skirms. 3rd relic grabbed from T90. Some light cap coming in. They could snipe monks maybe, but Arbs will focus them. The relic in the monastery. Skirms down. Treb in the range. I hear the halbs fighting some trebs. And oh, not just the halbs. There you go. The elite A Beer Paymo Warrior. But Kabiru should make short work of this. Kabiru is extra strong. That they have. +1 against shock infantry. Okay, just good melee attack though. No extra bonus against infantry like hand cannoneers do. Melee armor 5. Pretty decent actually. 12 attack still. And T90 just working his way forward with castles. T90 asks, or someone asks T90, do you want more castles? T90 just says yes. He says more castles forward. Try to win the game just with those castles. Arb's here to spray some arrows now on those light cav. T90 does have now the poison damage. Rare. I have no idea how to say that. It's like Kumans and then rare. Like the Kumans are rare these days. And looks like T90 is victorious. So congrats to T90. Let's check out some stats. How many castles? Yes, the stats will tell us. KD surprisingly very close. They got to, oh my gosh, they both peaked at 69 military. Because they couldn't keep the numbers. T90 got 6 to 67 and maintained it. So more res collected for T90 by the end. Good hold by Zaid, but the 2P are very strong. Let's see, we don't need a logo for this. It's just the ranked ladder. So are 2P broken? Is that the consensus? That's what I seem to have been seeing. My limited experience, they've seemed very good. Lons, hello, Firefish, and add autoplay during the game, so I can't play one. Well, thank you everyone for watching. We'll see if T90 queues again. Oh, you know what we actually have? We have Chris. We have legit Chris. Ooh. T90's queuing again. Oh, I wish those two met. That'd be sick to cast. I think I'll keep casting T90 so I don't gotta change my title, but... For Chris, if Chris, we find him at the start of a game, we'll cast him. Chat, do y'all remember who Chris is? Chris is, I think, still probably a top 4 AoE2 player of all time. Hello, Baskets. He made a book, he wrote a book. OG Chris, yes. I do a pacifist run. Maybe someday. Yeah, Chris plays ranked games every now and then. Right now, according to the dashboard, his elo is 2386, so pretty high leveled. Okay, what the heck is going on? I see a 3v3 game. Ozone, Lobo, and Uzi against Beery, Red, Phosphoro, and Matza. That is correct, chat. The team is Beery, Red, Phosphoro, and Matza. As you see, T90's queuing. We'll wait while he's in queued for him to join. And Chris playing Cloud. That could be interesting too. I don't think I'm going to stream too long today. As I said, I'm still kind of recovering, have a bit of a sore throat. I'm going to let my voice heal. So he could get Pela. Pela's queuing. Don't see anyone higher queuing right now. Oh wait, Twitch will let me get the ads out of the way right now. Nice. Do that. That. Got a ping. Scored, there we go. And T90. Ooh, he got Gilgalad. Who the heck is that? Why is this Elven King showing up in AoE 2? He's 1911, alright. Okay, Lithuanians against Jurchens. Okay, T90 should win this one. He has a pretty good elo advantage. Now, you never know when someone surprises him. The Jurchens still broken? In what way are they broken? I have seen FC Lancers apparently almost work as a team game pocket. Yep, and tomorrow at 15 GMT we'll have the next league show match. Should be another playoff 5. Catans were broken. What was broken about the Catans? They are pretty darn strong. I think they've been nerfed a bit. We had another 30 seconds or so till we get into the game. Also a reminder, I will try to keep the ads between the games, but you can also watch on YouTube if you don't want to have ads. Or you can sub too. Subs will help support travel and more events. Yeah, Jurchens have the Grenadiers. They're the ones that make things go boom. Hello, Ms. Jaybird. Right. Here we go. So, to the right in the blue, we'll have T90 official playing as the Jurchens. And to the left in the yellow, we'll have Gilgalad playing as the Lithuanians. If you don't know who Gilgalad is, he's asking, is it the real T90? I don't think T90 does either, because T90's never read Lord of the Rings. I don't think he's watched the movie, so he's definitely never read it.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Ornlu, for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. As we're just casting some ranked games, we got T90 against Gilgalad. And as I was about to say, I don't think T90 has the Lord of the Rings knowledge to know who Gilgalad is. Hello, Mr. Yes, NG Grady. Welcome in, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed the beauty, glory, and majesty of Ornlu Wolf and friends during his stream. So just the end of 3 Villa Arabia. They'll be doing the Dark Age now. T90 doing a lumber camp. Gilgalad has an awkward spot for a lumber camp. You too. Imagine the chat filter ended up T90 writing U2 after real T90. I'll say that someday after real T West question mark. I'll say U2. Wasn't he the High King of the Elves? Let's see if I remember this. Gilgalad was an elven king. Of him the harpers sadly sing. The last whose realm was fair and free between the mountains and the sea. His sword was long, his lance was keen, his shining helm afar was seen. The countless stars of heaven's field were mirrored in his silver shield. But long ago he rode away, and where he dwelleth none can say, for into darkness fell his star, in Mordor where the shadows are. There you go, I think I got that right. Sam recounted that. That's what Bilbo had written about him. And they asked that before they got to Weathertop, and everyone looked at Sam. They were shocked that he was the one who answered. Clap. Thank you, Baron Von. Neem Vegan. Welcome from Ornlu's chat, too. Get some... That's how you fill the Dark Age. You gotta remember your Tolkien. I wasn't already subscribed. I would sub just for that. Oh, thank you, Lightsaber, for using the Prime sub. That should show up somewhere that's worth a Prime sub. Oh, thank you very much.
Look out! Our battle rages ahead. Stay back, lest we be caught in the crossfire.
Yeah, lest we be caught in the crossfire of these chickens. Their epic battle against the French. So T90 lowering his... Oh, a TY. Thank you. Our king is very polite. I guess T90 probably gave him the sheep. Chicken? Oh, the hares, right? The hares. She's just... There's chickens cosplaying as hares. Yeah, so how's T90 walling his base? He has a gold in the back. And a wall up in front of the TC. The berries are a bit exposed. I'm gonna use the middle as part of the wall with the hairs there. I think that makes sense. Go for the hairs instead of the berries. Oh, and Smog Slayer. Oh yeah, you probably know some Tolkien. Well, one day we'll have to find a reason to recite the Ride of the Rohirrim. Just gonna skip the berries? He could. Yeah, what do these berries look like? You have 6 berries here. It feels like this is kind of like an animal, like a llama. Right, like you got the head up here, and front legs and the back legs. They look like a llama. Maybe he's just afraid of them. Maybe he's just afraid of them. And T90's gonna use that straggler as part of his wall. Always makes me nervous seeing that. Hope he walls behind it. Oh, he does, he knows. It's a very forward exposed llama. Now, he'll be up to the feudal age, walling pretty compactly. And yeah, this is pretty much how I would imagine the base gets walled. Use the TC. Go from this wood line to the TC. Wall back here, take your chickens, keep the gold safe. Don't think there's much else you could do with it. Men-at-Arms, I would say they shouldn't be able to get in. Could try to sneak past that house. It is in range of the TC though, and it'd be a very easy house wall back here to make another set of walls. So I don't think it'd be worth it to try to dive there. Oh, T90's going for the gate. Going for the gate. Scout gets picked off. Couple of men-at-arms trying to get through the palisade. There'll be a house up behind that. So T90 not going to let them in. Going forward for the barracks. Pretty forward barracks. Very late feudal Drush FC. Might just be a Drush flush. I mean, what do Lithuanians Drush FC into? The stone's forward, so it's probably not going to be late shy. The Vills are idled a bit. Oh no, the Vills are idled a bit. Idling to click up. Maybe struggling with the uptiming after the Drush. I honestly haven't seen a Drush FC in years. It's just naked FC these days. Yeah, this is exactly Wizard. They cut that from the movies, though. They cut that part from the movies. And the walls will go up here. Are you sure? Maybe they showed a dead elf king in the intro. But they changed the entire setup, though. It wasn't like small conflict between Elrond, Gil-galad, Isildur, Alisar, and Sauron. It was just the big battle with everyone there. You know, it might have been shown in brief, but kind of a different situation if it was shown. What a nerd, this T90 guy. Let's see if he nerds with his scouts on the militia. He's trying to nerd. I think he might have been better off waiting for an extra scout before nerding, though. Let's see, maybe he was afraid of the man-at-arms upgrade, but no man-at-arms from Gil-galad. Man-at-arms will all just go down. Shot it, but caught it from the release. Oh, was it in the extended version, maybe? I forget if that scene was altered in the extended one. And doing a gate. Making sure he's extra safe. Up by a Vil. Eco's still pretty close. He is slightly ahead. Jershins also have that good hunt doesn't decay bonus for the chickens. They'll last a bit longer. Get a bit more food out of them. Very confused by yellow? I think yellow might be a bit confused too. But again, only 1900. 1900 versus 2k4, so big elo mismatch here. Over 500 points of difference. And I'll have double bit axe from T90 official. A bit late on the eco upgrade. Gil-galad's had both his eco upgrades for a while. And And ecos are still neck and neck. House and an archery range. Yeah, officially getting bid axe. Boy, he might be a bit short on wood with how late he did it. Snack color. Are you saying Viper should be confused these days? I don't know about that. Imagine if Palisade walls costed 2 stone, 1 wood? Or 1 stone, 2 wood? They used to cost 2 wood. Now they cost 3. But no stone. Where would the stone be? They're just wood, though. So Spear's there to push back the scouts. Okay, Gil-galad appears very briefly in the opening. Alright. I guess you wouldn't know it's him, though, unless you're really nerdy and super paying attention. Which, to be fair, I'm sure everyone watching The Lord of the Rings is. Why house behind instead of repair? You build the house faster than you repair. So if you're worried about someone breaking in, doing the house behind can be a bit better. And also, in this location, fewer scouts can surround the house to attack it. So it's a bit easier to keep repairing afterwards. And here at this point, you're also starting to be afraid of archers, and it's easier to do extra buildings behind when archers come in than it is to repair. Just because you're farther away. You can dodge the shots a bit more easily, take less damage. You have a castle to sell me? Does the castle have internet and can it support a land? Up, Spirit pops out of the barracks, will poke the scouts. Scouts go down. A Japanese castle that is mainly out of wood and cost stone. Okay, fair enough. Score? No score, this is just the ranked ladder. The score is 1864 to 1680. Not a set or anything. Oh, Sci-Flyer on YouTube, hello. And Alan Citaz, hello. So just scouts, archers against scouts, spears. Gil-galad might be tempted just to try to go up and get to the castle age with more scouts rather than going for archers, as Lithuanians sometimes behooves you to have extra scouts for the monk war. And just try to grab relics as quickly as you can, some monks. On the other side, you might just want to have extra scouts added into snipe monks. T90 housed. There's bloodlines and scale barding armor, so good upgrades now for Gil-galad if he wants to engage. And if he sees there are any spears nearby, maybe he does engage. Only forging for T90. Forging will help get through the buildings faster. Armor on the way too, but bloodlines is in. If there are maybe 2 more scouts, I'd be tempted to fight. 8 versus 7. Without the archers, you fight this every time from Gil-galad's position. Oh wait, what the heck? There are more stats now. Idle TC time / house time. That's a new one. So here comes the spear, and I think the bloodlines might just be enough, especially if the spear pokes the scouts. You got 1 good poke in, that's worth it. Yeah, and T90's army's getting cleared up here. That's the power of bloodlines. Forging not even in yet, but bloodlines. Oh, look at that new terrain texture. It's called the Scout Cav. Go to the scenario editor and paint with Scout Cav. And as T90 gets cleaned. 90 is housed for 3 minutes now. Yeah, okay. New stats, I've noticed. I think you can see that through the chat. Idle TC / housed time. Okay. Throwing more stats there. What's idle eco? It's just total idle villager time. That can't be, no? How's he housed for 3 minutes when it's only 21 minutes into the game? Is that like he's behind on bills? Does it count as house time if you click up while on 2020? We can investigate that. That sounds like a reasonable time to go up. Because it's 130 seconds, which is 2 minutes, 10 seconds to get to the next stage. And that means he has more like 44 seconds of being housed, which sounds more reasonable given their Vil difference. So they're both up to the next stage too. And I know he has 85, 90 housing space, so he's not going to be housed anytime soon. That is a good guess, though, as to what it's doing. So a few archers in this range. They're ready to pop out anytime soon. Nice job on the maps and casting at Brazilian Dynasty Super Fun Tournament. Well, I am glad you enjoyed. And I think we're going to have another tournament next year. I'm hoping for that, at least. And okay, let's go. Triple stables. Could be triple stables, light cabin to knights. I think you do want that monastery as ASAP as you can to pick up relics. I always feel Lithuanians, if they get 2+ relics in the Castle Age, you can just go full knights and even push pikemen. Did my opinion about any of them change? I don't know if my opinion about them changed so much as I think the water rework changed to them. Fernando was less bad now that it wasn't just FC water every time. But I think Monte Pasquale, now that it was no longer as safe to fish, meant that it was riskier to go for the TC on the mainland, and the aspect of the map that I most enjoyed from the qualifier is that there was a choice of TC in the water or on the mainland disappeared in the main event because everyone just went for the TC on the water in the water fight. We still had some pretty good games on it, like Viper versus Leary. But if we're going to use it again, we'll have to see what the state of water is at the time we use it in the next tournament, and perhaps rework it a bit. Other than that, maybe I need to adjust the barrels a bit more on Festa da Pulver, just so that they do a bit more damage, maybe encourage players to destroy them more. I lowered their Pierce armor, but maybe they still need a bit more incentive to be destroyed. Maybe I need to lower their HP a bit more. So here comes Gilgalad. He does not yet have a relic, but will offer to fight T90's crossbowman as T90 tries to retreat. Maybe get around the stone, but nice Michael to use the stone as a buffer. Pick off the knights. And everything here goes down. It's a nice fight from Gilgalad. One more crossbow. Get him. There we go. And he'll move out. Some squeaky hairs at the front of the base. So 2 TCs. T90 only on 1. T90 trying to go Cav Archers. Cav Archers against Knights. That's where Lithuanians can then add Skirms. But I still think the Monastery for picking up relics is important. 2 TCs is nice. But I think just getting 1 relic from the front and then the one in the back for later is important. Make a play for that relic, that'd be nice. He's going for a forward workshop, though. Alright. Forward workshop, force T90 to defend. Jurchins, what are their monks looking like? No redemption, so they can't just go monks to defend. Don't they already deal 95 damage? I forget what they do by default. They have a lot of bonus damage against buildings. But I don't think they were ever really balanced for maps. And I need to change the stats maybe a bit. I honestly don't know. I think you would also change some stats a bit for your submission for Sudden Disaster from what I saw. I need to go promote the map contest more. I think we need some more maps for it. Surprised to see so much over the bridge map. I actually liked that more than I did in the qualifiers. It didn't feel as campy, but maybe that's just when I'm there and I'm casting in person. It doesn't feel, there's like less time to fill, I feel, when you're co-casting with someone. Alright, Scorpions here. Scorpions against the monks and the Cav Archers. Maybe a bit too far forward with the Scorpions, though. I think you're gonna go oh, but the village just stopped. If you're gonna go forward with Scorpions, you gotta make sure you have good numbers against Cav Archers. Like 3? Imagine if you had 4 right now. And maybe keep that imagination going, because we might get 5. Oh, there's a 4th. Where is the 4th? Is there another workshop somewhere? Is there another workshop somewhere? How did we suddenly get 4? Oh, wait, no, that's a Q. That's a Q. Wrong number. Top left number is the Q. Bottom right is how many you have. So 5 Scorpions. That's what I'm talking about. Now the Cav Archers won't want to fight that. It's fine, no need for more submissions. Death Counter wants to win. Look at old $75. The prize pool. Alright, now we're talking. That's 7 Scorpions. 7 Scorpions. Don't even really need to ramp. It's just a Palisade Gate and you get 7 Scorpions. So what's that here? Scouts from T90 patrolling the relics. Not going to let any single monk go take them. What you got to do versus Lithuanians there. Trying to do chainmail armor. For the Fire Lancers. That looks like Fire Lancers. But Scorpions have to deal with Fire Lancers. Rocket Cart gets a nice hit among the Scorpions. Ooh, that's a couple of nice hits. Ooh, Gil-galad maybe mismicroing a bit. 3 Scorpions left. Only 2 Scorpions left. Oh, that was horrible. So many Scorpions dead. And T90 now with confidence can move forward with the Rocket Cart and try to get more Scorpions. Doesn't quite get them. Doesn't quite get them. Knights trying to get us around on the Cav Archers. That awkward as all heck gate can be used by T90 to dodge, get the Knights into an arrow choke point and shoot them back. There's another Scorpion. Ooh, a couple Mangonels now. No more Scorpions. It's Mangonel time. Gil-galad's trying something different. Time for the Mangos. He sees a Mangonel, adds some Mangonels of his own. The less effective against the Fire Lancers, probably. Honestly, Gil-galad, 2 TCs is up. Oh, wait. Some Knights got in. I don't even know where they got in. Oh, through that house in the back. And they'll get a couple of Vil kills there. It's now 5-1 the Vil KD. T90 has 1k more res collect. He's going to try to wall this. Is this walled? Might still be a hole there. But the Knights will be cleaned up. They did what they needed to do. Second TC for T90, third for Gil-galad. T90 has an insane score lead. A lot of that's from killing Scorpions, though. I think Gil-galad's actually in a fine position. 22 military to 36. T90 does have a lot of Cav Archers and Fire Lancers. And the Fire Lancers do mean you can't go for that Skirm Knight combo that you really like as the Lithuanians, because the Fire Lancers counter both of that. I think that was ACCM versus Leary on Isthmus in the Warlords final, where he was the Vietnamese, or ACCM was the Vietnamese and Leary was the Lithuanians, and couldn't quite figure out a counter to the Vietnamese units. Gretchen's a bit of a different composition, but still that Fire Lancer. For Relic Knights, we'll see if Gil-galad goes for any relics. This monastery is full. And you could grab that one. A lot of Cav Archers from T90. And Phosphoro, thank you very much for the raid. We're here casting T90 against the Elven King Gil-galad. And the Fire Lancer's pushing the Scorpions back. And Gil-galad will call the GG. So that's a weird one, right? He was up by 78 to 61 Vils. He probably doesn't realize that he's still super far ahead in Vils, but down in Eco, res collected 3 TCs to 2. That definitely wasn't over, but I can understand his feeling that it's over. Like, if you have Hera versus T90 and Hera's in this position, I think he'd still win. But bit of an elo gap there. And he tried to go forward, but didn't have the right composition. Once T90 got that defensive Mangonel, or a defensive Rocket Cart, it was 1 Rocket Cart versus 7 Scorpions, and the Rocket Cart basically won. So thank you again, Phosphoro, for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. They're just casting some ranked games here, 54 to 47 KD, but a lot of those deaths were Scorpions on the part of Gil-galad. So, let's go full screen camera. Yep, so we're just going to find more people to cast. I think if T90 keeps going, we'll cast them more. I also saw Chris online. Good old school Canadian Chris. I don't see T90 queuing right now. Well, where's No Zombie? No Zombie was in the YouTube chat earlier. He's already playing Rage Forest. Imagine a 3v3 team composed of Phosphor, Buri, and Matza. I just saw that they were queuing earlier. I don't need to imagine, I saw it. See, Hera's playing Husiel. So if T90 isn't queuing again, we can go and cast Chris. Go cast Chris. I'll just update the title to say casting T90 and Chris. That on YouTube too. Maps are great. Think we'll see more maps in the future incorporating the barrels? I hope so.
Very well. The iron boar lairs near here. Let the one who kills this mighty beast lead our people.
Alright, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for using your Prime sub. And also thank you, Femidream, for the follow. Thank you also, Ditto, for the sub. So we're gonna head on into another Arabia. Chris will be the Britons. He'll be against Zana as the Hindustanis. I think I got the scoreboard right. Yep. We got Chris over here as the Blue Britons to the west. Zana as the Red Hindustanis to the east. Chris is how I learned to play Age of Empires. I learned by reading his book back in 2012. Thank you for everything you do for AoE. Well, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate having you here. Oh, Chris got lamed. Chris got lamed. Zana just saying, I don't care how many books you write, I'm gonna lame your chickens. They weren't chickens back then. I'm sure Chris is fairly sad to see his chickens lamed. So we'll just catch up to real time here. They were like 11 minutes into the game in real time when I joined. Xanawald leaving the main gold forward, but main stone is back. Second gold is inside the walls. A bit of a difficult front of the base to control with all those hills, but if you hold the hills and this gets locked down, second gold is pretty far forward too. And Chris will be coming forward with some archers and some scouts. So double ranges and a stable. Still pumping scouts and archers on the way up to the castle age. This feels fairly old school, but look at the uptiming. That's going to be under 19 minutes. That's crazy to have such a fast uptiming. And doesn't want to fight the skirms, but once he gets up, he'll get the extra range on the archers. And then you can think about, or maybe he does want to fight the skirms with the scouts, though. Did T90 win? Yes, he did. Full medals in. Yes, he did.
Yay, ready. Mandatum. Yay.
Just as Sauron
Mandatum.
slew Gil-galad, so too did T90.
Adish.
What a beast. Castle Age almost in from Zana. Light cap from Chris before even crossbow. Here he's just going to use the Britain's range and hope to snipe off the spears. Has to micro though. The skirm's getting a bit close. Microing the scouts rather than the archers. If he tries to pick the spears, we'll get a militia. Better fight, I think, for Chris, even if it's maybe before his upgrades came in. But already thinking of going Gulam. Maybe. I mean, on stone, that must be the thought against the Britons then. They have 5 pierce armor, and these crossbows will have 7 attacks. It'll be 2 damage per shot. But also extra range, so you could maybe try to camp and defend with archers against Gulams. Hard to fight them, though. Good morning from Aussie land. Good morning, Soxy. How you doing? Also, we got 200 people watching. Thank you all. Hope you're enjoying some random casting. And Light Cav will get to the woodline. Here comes the castle. Does that castle go up? Is it actually defended well enough? Chris is a hill for the Light Cav. Longo can do one more attack. They could be maybe interesting against the Glums. If Chris gets a castle of his own, he can defend with them. He has infantry armor, thinking of Gulams, but these Light Cavs still picking off Vills. Oh man, that was such a good fight for Chris. Get him with the Light Cav. He could even go for a weak Vill if he wants to. Maybe better just... Oh, he's going for farms! That was in his book. That was in Chris's book. Pick off the 1 HP farms. That's back 2012 when I was reading his book. That was there. Pick off the farms with it. It might have been early 2013, actually, when I read it. 2012 was when I first saw Age of Empires, but he's going to keep the pressure up. Still not going for the crossbow upgrade. Just going to use the cheap written TCs, try to do 3 TCs and defend. Keep his main gold walled. This TC may be a bit exposed. Has to be careful of over chopping and letting the Golams in.
Ready.
Here, Chris's ebook? Yeah, I did too. Got it in like 2016. I'll have to do a video about it someday and see maybe he'd be up for an interview. Lots of little fun facts in that book. Find it weird that they work differently than any other place building. Oh, and Matza, everyone rating. Is Viri gonna rate us too? We got 2 of the teammates rating.
Mandatum.
What are these games? Just ranked games. And here's the power of the Golams, as the archers will get cleaned, but maybe that's showing why Chris didn't want to upgrade them to crossbows, as he didn't believe in crossbows versus Golams. He's trying to do a knight swap. But knights are so much more expensive, and even though they come from stables, harder to amass, you need a larger eco. Now, he does have a 7 vil lead, but that's not the type of lead he really needs. 6 vil kills there. Also, we have the time players have spent housed. 0 seconds for Chris, 1 for Xana. That's just showing the idle TC time then is from a lack of queuing rather than a lack of houses. And Britain, no bloodlines, knights. Decent eco for him, but maybe dwarfed by some of the newer eco bonuses. Like, let's all go to the lobby. Do they even play that anymore at the movie theater? I don't know, haven't been to a movie in a while. I mean, you don't really have intermissions when you go to the lobby when you're at the movie, right? Get your food ahead of time. Here come the Golams. Chris is booming away, trying to go monks. Remember, Golams similar to eagles, but don't have the conversion resistance. Town watch for Chris, the better with which to see the Golams. We'll see what he'll spy once that comes in. More line of sight on his buildings. And there he goes. We'll see his Walmart. I'll forever be stuck in your head.
Ready.
You snuck in your own snacks. Well, if only we could have done that for the airport. That would have saved on some spending. Scale riding armor for Chris. I think no units are shock infantry, only barracks units. Yeah, the Golams are not shock infantry. You're right about that. They're not unique. So another difference from Eagles there. They don't have the old Eagle Warrior repurposed to shock infantry armor class. So double stable knights from Chris. Just wants to go knights. You really gotta be careful about fighting these units with the stand ground patrol. Their spears pass through. It's like a scorpion, but melee kind of. So the way you usually take fights is by the patrolling in to fight. But you can't really do that against the Golams because of how much damage they do when you're stacked. And we have Xana trying to take the hill. Eagles and Fire Lancers? Do Flemish Militia count as shock? I guess they don't.
Yay.
Is there anything else that counts as shock? I'm not sure. I think those are the 2 big ones, Eagles and Fire Lancers. Oh, and the Jian Swordsman. That's right, Jian Swordsman. Those are the 3. So the Castle Age Barracks unit. Temple Guards, are they shock? Okay, well, so many random things have been added to the game. I shouldn't be shocked anymore. What about the Abirapimo Warrior? Those things, we saw them earlier. Are they shock, or are they just not shocky? Yeah, it would be nice if you could pack food for your vacation. Abirapimo is normal? Alright. So, monks will go down, knights will charge in, knights against Golams. Does Chris have enough? Because I knocked my water off my desk. Knights for this fight. Does he? I think he does. He's killing some vills in the back. The Globs are there. Okay, maybe he doesn't. And that was a good fight for Xana. 8 field difference there, but once you lose the Knights, it's hard to reamass them, and the Golem number is still 13. They will keep climbing again. I think Xana has enough eco for production. 54 Vil should be enough for a unique unit. Matchup is just terrible. More stables for Chris. He's just going to go full Knights. Alright, so triple TC, mini boom into full Knights. If he has the eco for it, this will work. If he doesn't, then it won't work. Everything is put into the Knight Light Cav play here. A couple of Light Cav because he wants to snipe monks. Xana's just thinking 1 TC Gulams, I think. We can maybe do, yeah, forward workshop for the Armored Elephant to push. Well, this is just a full-on push. And nice micro from Chris to pick the monk. But the stable goes down, this army not too far away from being in. Chris trying to heal up what knights he has left. His Golams are doing a decent job of raiding. Nope, as we saw earlier, not shock infantry, just normal infantry. Golden Stone for Xana. And this, again, what type of fight is this going to be? Chris, significantly more HP. Yes, so Chris should dominate that fight. And that is a darn good fight. And with that, Chris will get the victory as Xana calls GG. Alright, Chris with the full Knight play. 4 stables, a 5th stable on the way. 3 TC mini boom into winning against the Golams. So nicely done using those Britain eco bonuses. Did not bother going for the crossbow upgrade. Anticipated they'd be pretty useless against the Golams. Just went straight for Knights. Yeah, he read the timing perfectly for when to take that fight. Maybe that first fight he took was a bit premature, but that was good. Up, chat. Oh my gosh, let me show you what's DE is having a DE moment. I can't leave the game because whenever I try to click the button, I just click the gate behind it. There we go. Ah, thanks, DE. Eventually the button works if you just click it precisely enough. So let's see, who else is playing right now? And again, thank you all so much for the raids earlier. Do appreciate it. Nice to have the support. The Teutonic Healing Fortress is playing, and I changed my scene by pressing a hotkey. Where are we? So, who is playing? Husiel is playing. Yeah, Husiel versus Thunderbolt. Hers is playing a DMNC on Runestones. Deathmatch 3v3, it looks like. The Dragon Star is playing some ladder games. There's a Bamboo Nothing game going on. Chibitong's playing Arabia versus Jack. That could be interesting. I think Husiel Thunderbolt is maybe a bit closer. Let's go cast that. Yeah, T90's probably done. Just casting, I'll just update the title. Casting T90, Chris, and other experts. Update my YouTube title too. Alright, also just gonna play a break on Twitch in between the games while we're queuing in. Make sure we don't have ads during the game. Remember, you can check YouTube out if you don't want to see the ads. Let's see. Update my YouTube stream title. Alright, I'll see if Chris queues again, but I don't see him queuing right now. So we'll do Husiel versus Thunderbolt. This will be the Maya versus the Malay. Ooh, interesting matchup. Again on Arabia. Hope we get to see Gabi in tournaments more. Right, let me check if she might play team games. But I don't know if she'll be around yet. Doesn't look like she's around now. I do hope we'll get to see more of her. I love casting her. She's such an aggressive playstyle. I think chat described it as, it's like Galadriel if she took the ring. So here we have Husiel as the Maya. Ooh, that your house time starts counting up. So yeah, whoever had the hypothesis that the TC, that if you're 20 out of 20 and click up while housed, Capture Age might count that as being housed. We'll pay attention to that. So obviously you're not pop-capped if you're researching the feudal age and not training anything. They should really only count time when you're housed and attempting to train something, not just at the pop limit. Thunder lost him in TTL5. Alright, alright. I casted so much TTL5, I forget what the matchups were. I know I casted one set twice. I'll blame Arbase for that. But yeah, looks like we have a pretty even relic setup. The south-facing cliffs. Yeah, so cliffs by default face south unless they loop around. They gotta loop around to face north. They are in 3x3 tiles starting from the left corner of the map where they can be placed. I know that because getting the cliffs for Tapui required a lot of research on my part about cliffs. Getting a Discord PM. That's always makes me nervous when you're streaming. You gotta check your Discord in case it's something urgent. Malay are so weird to play. They're actually harder for me than Chinese and Maya. Yeah, the Malay are one of the civs I always find very difficult to play. I think they're one of the strongest civs in the game, though. Especially with their versatility on closed maps, hybrid maps, water maps. And still good on open maps. Yeah, no, some good fishboom lakes. And you gotta keep the fishboom in mind if you're the Maya. I mean, if you're the Malay. Two civs with names that are way too similar. If you're the Malay, fishboom there, fishboom here. I guess they are pretty far from Thunderbolt. Let's go up 2 vills later. Then you're spending more food, though. And it's like you're still up faster, but you spent 100 more food. And I don't know if the 2 vills pay for that by the time you go up. Part of me feels like you can just idle and go up faster, and even with a bit of idle time, you're still ahead. I'm never sure. You just have to have a more practiced build, or you'll mess up the timing so bad that it throws you way off. Yeah, I'm good with their build on Arena, I think, but I still have room to optimize it. How many vills is Malay producing extra by going up? I think around 2. A little more than 2. I forget the numbers. So it's what's their age up time? 66% faster. So how long does it take them to age up? That means the work rate of the TC advancing to the next age is faster. I forget if that maths too. When we're subtracting from the 130, or from the 2 minutes 10 seconds, or the 130 seconds it usually takes to go up to the feudal age. Let's go 26 Phosphoro. That is a good Phosphoro if you can pull off a Phosphoro on 26, get to Karambit Warriors. Are Karambit Warriors a Phosphoro possibility? I mean, the way Husiel's walling looks like he's very afraid of early swordsmen. Now, what is that? That's a snake. Slithery little snake. Getting ready to fight the Wallingville? It's just moving around randomly. Yeah, snakes move around randomly. Nice little new addition to the Predators. Yeah, and there it goes. You can reskin other animal skins as a snake if you want to have mobile Predators. So, Vil attacking the snake there. And Eagle a bit out of position to save the Vil, but she'll survive still. Actually, wait, there's poison down on the snake, right? Will the Vil survive a second snake if the poison comes through? That's risky. The Eagle will help the Vil, but the Vil's getting poisoned again. I think the Vil might die from the poison. 3, 2, 1 HP, -6. Oh, she just survives. She just barely survives. 1 HP, that's all you need. On the other side, there's a Vil, 2 Vils. Oh, 1 Vil gets killed. Snake there from Thunderbolt. That Vil now hidden under the wall. Luciel hoping we didn't see that, but we did. Looks like the snake got the kill, not Thunderbolt. Oh, 2 Vils down. And there's a GG. Thunderbolt is victorious. Wait, why are there 2 Vils dead and the KD only shows 1 kill? That's clearly a second village dead, right? There's the scouts down here. But Husiel, not the best game from Husiel, to be fair. Yeah, Viper is back. Is that the one way Viper is not washed up? We have to add him to the game as an actual unit? Oh, man. Well, win there for Thunderbolt. Yep, and the Vill on the other side, 1 hit away from death. So almost 3 dead Vills. Yeah, Gaia 1. Once again, I can't leave the map because of the leave button being broken. Right, so let's see what else is going on. Who else is playing some Age tonight? Oh, Chris is playing again. Yes, Thunderbolt versus Chris. Let's go. Let's go, Thunderbolt versus Chris. Chris is in the green, so I'll just put him in the blue, but it'll be Lithuanians against Thunderbolt is the 2P, so another 2P game. Oh, yeah, I love when you can just go cast the ladder and there are people playing. I feel like the ladder has suffered from a lack of activity recently due to Arabia not quite being up to the standards people expect of maps after King of the Desert. Alright, just to make sure we have ads during the Dark Age, did I play them? I forget if I did. Maybe I did. They should add avalanches that destroy your gold and stone piles. If you like avalanches, hey, pay attention. There's going to be those crazy earthquake, tsunami, tornado, train maps from the Dynamic Battles tournament. That's happening again this year. Check out, he streams in Spanish, so I can't really see the design process, but check out Leon Roma AoE. I was sorting streamer stats one day, and I saw he streams for more hours than Mem does. Which is absolutely crazy. But I'm going to hopefully go to the LAN in Spain this year. This is going to be a LAN the 14th and 15th of November. Last year, it was, I think, Doubt, Jordan, Tato, and Andy at the event. Andy was talking about it at the Brazil Dynasty. He was just gushing about how great of an experience it was. So I'm hopefully going to attend and cast from there this year, which would be amazing. Fun to watch, but you'll never play. So anyway, here we have something a bit more normal. Thunderbolt will be the 2P. He'll be to the east in the red. Chris, the legend, the Canadian player Chris. I need to, wait, let me go update my stats. I need to make sure I get Chris's name on the overlay. Can't not have Chris. So this is Chris, CA. Do I have to give him, like, L-Clan as, like, his clan name? Should it be L-Clan Chris? That's not still his clan name, but why not? What else are we going to know him as other than L-Clan Chris? Why do I think it's so quiet? A lot of times, unfun maps, people busy with tournament prep. Basically, players just don't like the current version of Arabia. They, pretty much universally, they preferred KOTD Arabia. And from talking to people at the Brazil LAN, they're just kind of bored of playing ladder Arabia. So they don't really grind ladder games. I think if you want to get more activity on the ladder, at least from the pro players, you really have to work on the map. That was the one bit of feedback I got universally, that they need a better Arabia version. This one, generally, they find that it's too closed and too wally. That it's too easy to defend, and that creates some more boring games. And, oh, Chris, was he going to run to the TC? No damage yet. You saw Dragonstar making custom lobbies for KOTD Arabia? Well, there you go. Alright, there you go. So a few houses going here for Thunderbolt. He'll be walling towards the TC. This is a fairly exposed map for Thunderbolt, though. His gold is out to the front. Stone and berries over here. Berries are safe, though. Pretty easy to wall those. The rest of the map kind of exposed. And since he has the 2P, he has the settlements. Now, the settlements can take all 3 resources. The villagers can garrison in the settlements for the 2P. And they do count as a house for giving you 5 pop space. The Inca get the 10 pop space per settlement. Everyone else gets 5. And I believe they also count as 2 Dark Age buildings for clicking up to the next stage. So we'll see Thunderbolt here only has 1 settlement, and he's able to go up. So nice and efficient Dark Age from him. And if you want a Mind Stone, go for a Phosphoro build, you can. 19 pop, probably a bit too fast for that. That's Dr. Agonstar for you. I never understand the reluctance to improve ladder maps in ways players unanimously want. We definitely love to see some improvement there. Like, we all play on Rage Forest because it's better than the in-game Black Forest. We've been doing that for years, right? You'd think eventually we get a better Black Forest, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. Who's the Viper now? MBL's the Viper now. I think I was late reading that. According to the song, at least. We also got Norway playing England football right now. So, post-feudal loom. 19 pop, no loom feudal for Thunderbolts. And, well, I mean, nice and compact base. All the vills are either under the TC, or they can garrison in the settlement. Only 5 vills, but you can garrison and pop out the other side if you think you're going to be hit. So there's loom, there's double bit axe immediately. Vills will head over to the berries. Now the question is, where do you do your settlement between the berries and the wood? Where you can kind of get a 2-for-1, or just buy the TC where it'll be safer. And you can also put farms around every single settlement, so you can see farms in weird places in the settlement. Norway 0, England 0. Yeah, I guess we should warn people that this is a live sporting event, so you might see score updates in the chat. Viper was watching the Norway game in the player room at the Brazil land. I think he was not too upset about losing because it meant he had time to watch the game. He was super excited. The Brazilian players had all broken into his room to place Brazil balloons. But he did get the last laugh. Update 1-0. 1-0 for Norway then. And you just scored after you posted the score. Norway's been playing insanely well from what I've seen. I'm not much of a football viewer though, so I can't really comment too much. They've seemed to be pulling some upsets compared to where you normally ranked them. He looks so happy. He was very happy. So here come the scouts from Chris. He can, like me, enjoy being one of the host countries, as he'll be walled out just in time. Even if they get in, Bills just hop inside. Not going to do much damage. Almost like raiding the Khmer. Same thing here. Bills can just hop inside. Ooh, and he'll make it. I was afraid he might get blocked, but... yeah, now you can just hop in and out with the Vills to fight, or can you if the Vill is trapped? No. Oh, where's this Vill going? Where is this Vill going? Ooh, 2 Vills down to scouts when they can just hop inside. Almost a 3rd Vill. Oh, do those scouts have foraging? Did Loom finish? No and yes. That was a crazy good raid. Crystal will just stand there on stand ground, menacingly. And start hitting Vills again. Meanwhile, no pressure on Chris's base. Up P. I don't know if he wanted to snipe the farm or if he misclicked the Vill. The quiz was super fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Because as the spear comes over for Thunderbolt, Chris will have to run away with the scouts. Who's going to fight the spear? And the spear will go down. Will he go back for Vills? There's one slightly hurt Vill there. Chris losing some scout HP, though. Might not be able to pick Vills too much longer. 5 total scout. He's going to go for another Vill. Thunderbolt losing another Vill. It's 3 Vills down for Thunderbolt. And Chris is just going to go right back for those berries, maybe, until another spear comes over. I'll have to start getting... oh, he's going for a tower. Sneaky tower from Chris. Thunderbolt does not yet see it, and that tower will go up. That'll be a disaster on his wood line. Time watch, even. Made the questions right. I made some of the questions. Some of them came from Masmora's Discord, and some of them came from our base. As the spear comes over to hit the scouts. And it'll be a counter tower to help defend the stone. And Thunderbolt will have to go for another wood line. The spear gets a scout. Doesn't get another poke in, though. There's another spear, so Crystal will be forced back. I was shocked they didn't know the Sears with campaign. I thought that was an I made that question. I thought that was an easy one. It's like when Nelson had that quiz between Ornlu and I, and Ornlu's 3-point question was, what civ is Patavium in Attila the Hun 6? And clearly it's the Britons. Well, I guess that would have been like a 1,000,000-point question for those players. As Chris is just trying to poke with scouts. Thunderbolt will turn and fight. Low HP Vills all around. I'm glad the overall... Yeah, Robin Hood with a campaign. Glad the overall professionalism and production of tournaments has really been improving for the past few years. The players, casters, organizers, everyone involved has really stepped up to the challenge of bringing the community and the game up. Well, I'm glad it looks that way, because behind the scenes, I had to do a lot of last-minute work to keep things running. Like making the quiz questions the night before the quiz. But it all worked out. Hearing the civs as jingles had you screaming. I think I'd be much better at that with the original jingles than the DE jingles. I'm thinking maybe next time we do it, for more of a hint, we could play the entire intro. Right, because Vitalis extended them from like 5-second clips to minute-long intros for the civs. Maybe play the whole theme. Maybe that makes it harder, I don't know. Yeah, you play the jingles and guess the civ. I don't know if that makes for the best viewing experience on the live stream, but it's definitely fun for the audience. I think the Pictionary was great for the stream. That's something visual that I think works better for the camera. But yeah, we didn't have anything to fill the hour between the two sets. So we came up with, we'll do a quiz. And then I was the one to make the quiz questions. So I didn't get much sleep that night, but it all worked out. Still, Bill's hopping in and out. So after those initial 3 kills, Chris has been annoying, but hasn't really gotten any more kills, but will be up first. And looking at the relic distribution for the Lithuanians, that's 2 pretty close to him. 1 in the far corner he probably won't get to. And then 2 more that are pretty close to Thunderbolt. And also kind of by his tower. Would love to see a monastery, and Chris goes for this relic first. And he should be able to get 3 easily then. I asked Ornlu for trivia, but it was also July 4th when I asked him. And he was celebrating life as an American a bit too hard to have any trivia questions that night. So we'll have to get some Ornlu questions for the next event. As Chris up to the Castle Age and Bodkin on the way. As Thunderbolt finishes that wall. And we'll quick wall the Vil. Chris saying, back when I was the GOAT, no one did this. Spear pokes another scout. And this Vil, and oh, another quick wall. The quick wall skills. Well, it's kind of awkward to see someone losing all those Vils to scouts, then pull out these insane quick walls. So Thunderbolt just running. He's running after the scouts with Vils. He's going to go take the fight. The scouts have a hill advantage there. There's some skirms added in from Chris. And the Vils are going to go down. That's 6 kills now. 7. All those Vils are going down. They didn't clear the scouts. 9 kills. Oh, disaster for Thunderbolt, who still isn't fully walled. The skirms don't care about that tower fire. They're just going to run through. The quick walls were cool. But everyone else died. They needed some quick walls. It's going to be a castle, though, and it's Blackwood Archer time. And we all know once the Phosphoro units get going, they get going. So how does Chris deal with Blackwood Archers? Will skirms be enough? We saw him able to deal with the Gulams last game. Now he has to deal with the Blackwood Archers. You're still giggling at the Robin Hood? We'll have to add a Robin Hood campaign. Make them correct now. Because Robin Hood is in... He was a hero, and he's on the Sherwood Heroes map, I believe, along with Friar Tuck. It seems like all those players were as close to a merry man as Worf was. Blackwood archers chased back by skirms. And, well, how's the micro here? The archers can just dodge the skirms for the moment. No ballistics for either player. DLC that adds... I would love that. Just give us a proper campaign DLC. No new civs or anything. Just campaigns, that'd be amazing. And not like single scenarios that are already mods, like actual campaigns. Oh, that'd be so nice. I want my proper Byzantines campaign. Bari doesn't count. So Weakville, ooh, hops in the tower just in time. Skirms there are gonna raid. Maybe some more Weakvilles that need to hop inside the settlement. A knight forward. How many Blackwood archers do we have? 10. And they're not defending. They're moving forward. 8 of them forward. The skirms are everywhere. I guess Thunderbolt doesn't really need an eco now. It's 41 to 41, which is crazy when it's a 10-0 eco KD and 11.1k res collected lead. TC/housed. Ah, HSD means housed. Is there a hole? No hole. The main gold a bit exposed. Chris going for another TC. Help defend against the archers, adding in some skirms. Here the archers might even win against the skirms. See, the skirms do have their armor, though. The archers don't. And so far, a bit of idle time here from Thunderbolt. I don't believe settlements heal the villagers. Correct me if I'm wrong. I know Khmer houses don't. The towers do. So I guess you, considering the extra arrows, highly prefer garrisoning in a tower rather than a settlement. Is this the Chris? Yes, it is, Wizard. Yes, it is. Yeah, it's the... What is it? Is it the Mapuche or the Muisca? I apologies, but I always get them mixed up. One of them heals in a radius around the settlement. There's another Vil going down for Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt paying attention to his Blackwood archers now, as Chris is just going full skirms. Yeah, I mean with garrison. I don't know if you garrison inside the settlement that heals you, if it still heals you while you're garrisoned. That'd be kind of funny. You need to step outside to heal. You need the fresh air. You need to touch some grass to heal. I say, in all those streams where T90 says he's going to the gym, then we catch him on the ranked ladder, he's not actually healing. The Muisca heals, alright, so it's the Mapuche who do the skirm spear. Alright, here comes another Mangonel, or a first Mangonel, however many Mangonels Thunderbolts had. I love the glitched TC graphics in front of the castle. Ooh, there's a Mangonel. Chris paying attention. Will run with the skirms, try to hit the Mangonel. Will he split? He does split. Old school micro. I think they still split back in his day. Thank you, Blink AoE, for the follow. Actually, we are super close to 16,000 followers. You are follower 15,986. So thank you so much. And the Mangonel will hit the skirms. They gotta scatter. They gotta scatter around a bit. This YouTube chat. I need to set up YouTube chat. Twitch originally didn't allow you to show YouTube chat on stream, and I've had so much stuff to do with Brazil land, I haven't had time to adjust my overlays. So soon, I've been saying this for a while, but soon we will have YouTube chat on stream still. Yes, indeed, this is the Chris. The Chris going up against the modern Blackwood Archer, with a unit he is very well familiar with, the Skirmisher. Was the best unit in the game back when he played. Best unit in the game still. And the Lion going for a Vil by the TC. The Vil's going to win that. Will the Blackwood Archers find the TC? Probably not with all those skirms there. Oh my gosh. Blackwood Archers surrounded on all sides by skirms. No ballistics yet. He needs the ballistics. Blackwood Archers going to try to fight. Will they go down even without ballistics? The skirm's getting some hits in. A wonderful positioning to run the skirms in the same direction the archers are trying to run. He's going to pick off a lot of them. Ballistics he's still waiting for. The Mangonels come in. He's forward with the tower. He's got some skirms everywhere. He's just going full skirm against this. He's done so much raiding. He's thinking Thunderbolt doesn't have an eco for anything other than Blackwood Archers, maybe some Mangonels. I can go full skirms. I don't need anything else. No relics taken yet. As I said, he is Lithuanian. He is holding one, so he may want to prioritize the relics. Aren't villagers the best unit in the game? Maybe. rank them probably as number 4, behind Skirms, Monks, and Fire Lancers. Also, I think he probably deleted that farm. I know he knows to delete the farm, because it was his book where I learned about the 1 HP farm foundations. Mangonels go down to that knight. The Skirms are there. Will they split? He somehow dodges that shot. I still have no idea how to judge shot locations on hills. And the Skirms will force this away. Can he chase, maybe get the Mangonel? This is where Thunderbolt wants to shield the Mangonel from the Skirms. And Chris would love to grab that second relic now that the Knights are starting to get extra attack from the relics. Do they get redemption? Yes, they do. I believe they have the full monastery and, yep, the faster working monastery too, as a team bonus. So, great monk tech tree. They can do heresy, do everything. And Mangonel's still pressuring Chris. He really wants to grab that relic for his knights. But if he's going to fight the Blackwood Archers, he doesn't want to fight with the knights yet. He'll need bloodlines and preferably both armors before fighting. Has to be careful with those gather points too, as the Mangonel hits some skirms. One goes down, but you just see how fast that knight melts. With no armor, the Blackwood Archers will take them down in no time. No ballistics either, but since they're running straight to the Mangonel, yeah. Can't fight when there's no armor. You need armor for the knights. You're a fan watching Chris since 2001. Since before YouTube was a thing. And you had to go watch the old recorded games. Bowsaw, horse collar for Chris. And I love those skirms are everywhere. Skirm's still raiding. Thunderbolt says, I'm not done fighting with Vils this game. I'll actually be more successful and kill a skirm with Vils. No, he won't. Oh, 1 HP. Oh, 1 HP and the skirm runs away. Anyway, there's a bigger fight going on here in the south. As the Mangonel comes forward on the hill, Blackwood Archers are dancing in front of it. And Chris just gonna scatter the skirms. He's got 34 skirms against 24 Blackwood Archers. He's actually behind in Vils, though. 3 TCs from the 2P player, 3 TCs for Chris. He's ahead in Bowsaw, though, so res collected, he's 2k ahead. Vils ride in the wheelbarrows. I'll have to do a video on wheelbarrows one day. What is this clickbait title? We were casting you earlier, T90.
Crusaders are attacking our trade routes!
We were casting you earlier. We moved on to Chris. Thank you very much for the sub. We saw earlier you weakened an enemy skirm and left it to die to a lion. Ooh, nice Mangonel shot on Chris's skirms. But then the lion also killed one of your skirms. So it evened out. That's what we have over here. There's a university for Thunderbolt. I still don't know what to make of the 2P. He's got 27 Blackwood Archers, but that number could explode now with how good that eco is. You did that intentionally, we didn't know it killed... Yep, it killed yours. The skirm almost escaped. The lion was down to, I think, 1 HP. The skirm ran out of map, though, and got stuck on the edge. So, only 1 relic for Chris, and kind of surprised he hasn't been able to grab that relic. It's been there this whole game. And maybe just a bit of mismicro on the monk, not keeping in mind that he needed to pick it up. Another workshop for him. And Chris super far ahead in eco, but still struggling to find a way to pick off the Mangonels. They cover the weakness of the Blackwood Archers to the skirms pretty well if they're in position. If they're in position... It's true, but you're sick. I'm slightly sick, too. A bit of a sore throat. Not too bad. But that always happens at lands for me. I'm glad I just didn't get sick until after this one was over. More skirms coming forward. And that tower's still up being annoying, but that settlement is going to be destroyed by the tower eventually. So another raid from Chris. Chris has killed 22 vills this game, starting with those scouts raiding around the settlements, and has done such a good job with the raids, but still finds himself behind. It's just so cheap for the 2P player to add in these archers and boom behind it. And now Chris is going to lose his only relic, and now he's in a pretty awkward spot. Yeah, he has the faster moving Lithuanian skirms, but he needs to clear 4 mangonels with pretty much only skirms. He tried a few knights without armor, without bloodlines. They died to the Blackwood archers. And now we have Imp on the way for Thunderbolt, putting it in that back town center. You were fine until the day after the flight. Same with me, pretty much. Yeah, my flight back was delayed by 6 hours, and then I landed, and there had been horrible storms the past couple of days in the area, and they had damaged the railroad tracks, so my train didn't even go all the way to the final station. Oh, Doubt Castle potential here, Doubt Castle potential here for Thunderbolt. Chris is there with a bunch of skirms. Can he ignore the Blackwood archers and focus on the vills? There are still 12 vills here, all stacked on top of each other somewhere. There are a ton of vills right there. And Chris maybe not realizing just how many vills there were. Castle goes up, but just a few skirms might die on the way out. He's even the vill count. We're actually pulled ahead, but that's with our 2P players still up to Imp. And Thunderbolt collecting 1 relic himself. These mangonels so annoying for Chris, who just doesn't have a way to clear them, but he will be up to Imp soon himself. Once you get Imp, he's just going to sell some wood and click up. Has a bit of excess food in the back. He'll be going guard tower, makes sense against the mangonel push. With some stone, if he could get a castle up, that'd be nice, but still wouldn't have the relics for the unique unit. Yeah, crazy that Thunderbolt's still in this game when he lost, what was that, 9 vills right away at the start? But Chris had a lot of idle time, too. Oh yeah, I don't know if you've seen this yet, T90, if you're still here, but they added a new stat in Capture Age that shows you how long you've been housed. So you have not just your idle time, but also how much of that idle time is from being housed. I think it's kind of a lie, though, because if you're at max pop and your TC is like researching Loom or researching the next stage, it still ticks up. But it's still a useful stat. If they ever fix that bit of it, it'd be great. So Mangonel goes down for Chris. And his ranges will be denied. He's up to Imp, but really needs to get Bracer to fight the Mangonels with skirms. It'll be Bracer immediately for Thunderbolt. And well, we saw T90 playing the 2P earlier. You can get the poison damage and actually kill skirms pretty well once you get the poison damage. Train? Do I live in Europe or something? I do not. I live in New Jersey. I go to Penn Station when I have flights from JFK. So I go right underneath the Madison Square Garden, which is lovely this time of year because the Knicks just won their first championship in forever. Maybe we'll have an AoE land there one day in the garden. So 6 ranges for Chris. He really wants more skirms. This guy's gonna echo that game where Doubt made 100,000 skirms and beat the Goths as the Byzantines. Chris doing another castle. That'll secure an extra gold. It'll be a big hill for him. And some Blackwood Archer's gonna try to break through that house. Had a Ghost Lake game that was 3 hours and you ran out of wood this week. Nice. I always gotta enjoy when Ghost Lake's on the ladder. That's one of those classic maps. Not played that much anymore. But it brings back the memories of plumed archers and siege rams. Sicilian farms and 1 relic versus 4 relic Romans. 6k kills. Oh, that's beautiful. So the Trev push is getting into Chris's base. He's got 25 skirms in the queue, trying to do the armor and chemistry. If he can get enough skirms, he should be able to fight these archers off. But remember, every time he kills an archer, Thunderbolt will get a bit of resource back. Thunderbolt's trying to do more TCs to hold off against raids. Yeah, those are the games we played for. I still remember many years ago, you and Dave were casting a community tournament. You hopped into my game. I think it was against, was it against Schmulligan? Someone who hasn't been around in a while. but it was an Oasis game for 3.5 hours of a Byzantine mirror. Oh, that game just dragged on and on and on. So this raid cleaned up. More raids at the front. He's a throwback. So Blackwood Archers still wandering around. As a mangonel push from Chris. We're in the Imperial Age, but it's still a mangonel push. And we're going to have a Champy swap. So Thunderbolt's saying, okay, I need a unit that actually can deal with the skirmishers other than an archer. We're in Imp now, so Bracer plus Chemistry on skirms kind of counters the mangonels. 2P do have onagers, but no siege engineers. So skirms might even be able to deal with that. And here come Blackwood Archers straight into the skirms. And there's the unique tech for... how do I say this? Caciques? For the Champy that will make them attack faster, along with Slingers, but it's the Champy that matter here. And it's a huge pop difference. But if Thunderbolt's just biding time for a Champy swap, he does have a couple of barracks out. Has more in the back. And I don't think Chris is quite aware of this. He has seen the barracks, so maybe he's prepared for Champies. He does have Chemistry, so he can go for Henkineers if he wants to. He's a lurker, not a streamer. He's a player. We were casting his games earlier. He's got to keep his elo up. Has to stay ahead of Nacho, of all the streamers. Alright, and this is a horrible fight for the Blackwood Archers. Do they get the Treb? Okay, they at least get the Treb. Maybe it's worth it to save the castle. I mean, you are getting the resources back. Makes it extra hard to judge whether the 2P want to fight or not, since you get the res back. His elite Champy warrior. Should have a streamer tournament where the players cast. Well, that basically just happened, right? All the players casted at the Brazil land. Kind of brought back some of those NAC vibes. The Hera Doubt cast. And that TC still getting mangonelled. And some champions get hit by the skirms. Oh, Clash of the Casters too. Man, when was that? Was that on the HD edition the first time that happened? That was a long time ago. And he's still ahead in score. And his KD is still insane, but it's an insane KD against the 2P. And I don't know how to read that. Thunderbolt has 101 Vils. And the elite champions are fighting the skirms. And now it's going to be hard for Chris. He's making the hand cannoneer switch, and he's going for light cav. Has a bit of gold in the bank for the hand cannoneers. But the Blackwood Archers should be decent against the hand cannoneers. And we're still missing, though, the unique tech and also the elite upgrade. So Thunderbolt's struggling in his economy. He's got 16k gold. Recovering gold from all the lost units. Yeah, Doubt even didn't even get to be a caster. He just got to be a PC carrier. And he needed someone to bring the PCs up. And Doubt was there, so he just did it. That's what you have in your future if you're a player. You still come to the lands, they'll put you to work. Bring back the road to 2K. That's true, we've hit 1900, but I haven't really played since DE came out. Alright, skirms go down. And Treb survives for Thunderbolt. And, well, Winged Hussars should be pretty good if the archers don't have their upgrades. And I think Chris should just be able to raid Thunderbolt to death now. The scores are still pretty close, but he's super far ahead in res collected. The KD's closed quite a bit. Here come the Winged Hussars. They've arrived, coming down the mountainside. And should get into the eco for some garrison time. And another defensive castle for Thunderbolt. I never know how to read the population for the 2P either. Because right now, if he just clicks 20 Blackwood Archers, he'll make up that population, a few more vills too. And suddenly be right up next to 200 again. I think he can if he takes the time and effort. He's been casting map scripting, etc. Yeah, like if I sit down and play, I know that I'll definitely be higher than like what I've achieved before. I just haven't done that in a really long time. So Hussars start to pick off the vills. I could always do the ban Arabia and Arena favorite migration thing too. As the champions clear out some of the Hussars. Years ago, that's how I learned water maps. I played with Tato in a team game tournament. We picked islands and migration as our home maps. That's one of the maps I'm pretty familiar with, at least. So Hussars start to raid vills, and this is now bad for Thunderbolt if his vill count drops. But he does have 99 military. I mean, Chris is at full pop, 116 vills and 80 military. But he's getting a nice raid with the Hussars, and he's taking a fight on the front. Skirms and Winged Hussars against the Blackwood Archers, which still are not elite and still do not have the poison damage. So the Trebs will go down to the Hussars as the Archers are forced back. And a ton of Vital Vills now as they're running out of resources to mine. And that cannon can get a good shot on the Archers, but it's a gold composition now for Thunderbolt. And he can probably keep pumping it out for a while since he'll get the gold back every time he loses a unit. And he would probably have the stronger units if he had the eco to back it up. I don't think he does. He's down to 83 vills. He's still getting raided. And the Hussars will be pushing in as they clean the champies. And the Blackwood Archers will be doing what they can to micro, but these are now Lithuanian skirms. They have all their upgrades, and they can push those 2P Blackwood Archers right back towards that castle. 3 cannons still. 3 cannon for Chris. They'll pick off some of the Winged Hussars. Buying food. Now, it never feels good when you gotta buy food in the late game, right? So there's another TC from Chris. Crop rotation 2. Right, even hello, Gabi. Oh, no worries. Hope you had a good day. I know it's super hot for you. Hope you enjoyed your day swimming. You should go play some games so we can cast you. Yeah, never too late to start queuing. Oh, his tower shield's in. Oh, no, it's not all. Both players missing their unique tech. That's true, actually. Extra Pierce Armor probably would help, but it's 8 attack against, 8 armor. So actually that doesn't matter. So the Pierce Armor doesn't actually matter here. It gives melee armor, right? No, just Pierce Armor. Yeah, so they actually does not matter here against the Blackwood Archers. Would against the Castle Fire, but not against the Archers. Okay, yeah. Chris has been playing. Every so often I see Chris log on and play. Every so often. It's actually crazy how big the pop difference is, but he's still struggling to push. He's had a few nice raids, but there are a lot of castles. I mean, where are the vills? It's still working, kind of. He's queuing some more. Still some champies. Yeah, the whole village is deserted. The village just running, trying to find places where they can build settlements. And run away. So, oh, there it is. There's a unique tech. He's finally getting the unique tech. I'll have hill forts for Chris. Okay, unique tech so that the archers, or the TCs have more range. Oh, that'll help against random raids that come in. And we still have, what do we have here? 46 Blackwood Archers, 120 pop. We have the poison damage now. Elite still is probably unaffordable, but the poison damage will help out a ton against the skirms. I don't think they win the fight still. Who wins this and why? Is this a point where you need to delete your army so you can afford the elite upgrade? I don't think you get enough resources back from that. Here comes a bit of a raid. Champy is raiding some vills, but the Hussars will clean that up. And there are castles and some farms in the south for Thunderbolt. And thumb ring for Chris. And oh, nice split for Thunderbolt. Pick off some skirms. And Cannon will be attacking the castle. Come to the Hussars, and Chris still struggling to push. He's slowly taking out some castles here and there. I'm actually kind of worried for the skirms now that the poison damage is in. Somehow Thunderbolt still is queuing units, despite that massive KD difference, the res collected difference. Yeah, Chris is sitting on so much res. I mean, is there a point? I feel like Chris maybe just needs to swap into Paladins, right? He does have 2 relics. You go Paladins and you probably just run over everything. But that is still expensive to upgrade. He's maybe content just to raid and save the gold for the siege as he needs it. Keep the arrows. Oh, you know they are. Look at that. Do they change when they get the poison added to them? I think they do. They have a different color on them. Either that or just haven't been paying attention to their arrows usually. Yeah, they're a bit, like, yellow, maybe greenish slightly. That's pretty cool if the unique tech changes the arrows. Yeah, basically a casual these days, right? And still plays against 2K5s. He's insane. I'm still... Last time there was that, what was it, Nations Cup 2023. Was so impressed by his playing Chinese as the pocket on migration and going FC demos and got it to work. He's pushing this castle. Still losing trebs here and there to the champions. Losing a couple of cannon. Not enough vills repairing that castle. 8 vills. The cannon almost down, but he's cleared most of the army. Thunderbolt down to 100 population. FC demos for real. Back when the Chinese had extra HP on the demos, and the demos were actually good. And now with that castle down, it feels like Thunderbolt should be broken pretty soon. I mean, he's down to 100 pop. The thing is, these units are so cheap, it never really feels like you're dead with the Civ. No matter how little eco you have. So 92 vills, Chris keeps pushing. And he's going to find another castle to besiege. And has a hilltop from which he can deploy the trebs. So Thunderbolt will repair, but much more difficult to repair that castle if it is downhill. Which it might be. It's close. We need Capturation to tell us the elevation and whether stuff has hill bonuses. So look how many Blackwood Archers Thunderbolt still has. He said no eco for the past 20 minutes. And he's still got 30 of them. How long until he buys spies? He is floating gold. Well, 94 bills though, that's still too expensive. Yeah, it just shows up clapping people. There's the GG. And Chris will win that. There we go. And look at that. 560 kills. I mean, 92 military at most for the Tupi. That population is insane. A book author won. So GG. We'll see if Chris goes again. I love just watching Chris. See how he just comes out of nowhere, out of retirement, and still claps the 2K5s as T90 puts it. You missed the Chris streams? Yeah, he streamed for a while, too, after DE came out. Oh, looks like Gabi did queue. And it'll be Gabi against Thunderbolt now. Third different opponent for Thunderbolt in a row. Add her name to the title, too. Alright, so load of these civs gonna be Dravidians versus Cumans. Let's see, what colors are the players? Alright, Thunderbolt is green this game. I'll keep Thunderbolt in red since that's what it was the last game. I'll put Gabi in blue. On slow combat disco. Love to see Chris in TTL. That would be crazy. Yeah, Gabi's still playing. She came back and started to... she was in the chat. I told her to play and we cast her. Would have been crazy if we had gotten Gabi Chris. And thanks also everyone still watching on YouTube too. Nice that we're still getting viewers on YouTube. Should be in red because she's out for blood. How many games? A lot, probably. She's gotten to 2K6 before, so... I've seen her play Thunderbolt quite a bit. And Masty spamming spec dashboard chat. They're verified players, they can have room in the chat. Oh, they got pyramids there. Blue there too. Unmoderated chat is always a scary place to be. And I think the scoreboard's right. Yep. Alright. So we'll have Gabi as the blue at Dravidians to the south, and Thunderbolt as the red Cumans to the north. How old is Chris? I mean, he's been playing since 2001, right? So, probably around Doubt's age. I'd guess like 40? 39, you say? Yeah, I was close. Mazmora's chat, unmoderated? No, this is the spec dashboard chat. That's the spec dashboard chat. That can get wild. So Dravidians, Cumans, we'll see if Thunderbolt goes for a 2 TC boom, or if he goes for some type of YOLO fast feudal aggression. There are really two things you can do with them. Ability to build the second TC in feudal, or with the cheaper archery ranges and stables. And minus 75% wood. Kind of interesting if you do that and back it up with workshops. The Feudal Age workshop, though, on Arabia, usually you don't make rams from it. Usually it's more of a defensive building, where you're booming, you're on your way up to the Castle Age, and you can add it in, anticipating mangonels. Chris versus Slam, that'd be epic, too. I know Slam doesn't really like playing 1v1s all that much. But he's our Rage Forest captain. Very experienced Rage Forest player. Also did play on that team. What was it? It was Hera, Chris, Slam, Mentalist for Canada. That was one heck of a team. Here are a couple of houses for Gabi, looking to wall up her base. Interesting walling situation where she wants to protect the gold and the berries. And this wood line is kind of awkward to do a lumber camp, so she can't just do a compact wall to protect all three. Kind of wants to keep two wood lines safe, but should be able to wall here. Wall out towards the gold and then go to the TC. Yeah, so pretty straightforward wall off if this is your opening and lumber camp, although it is a bit awkward. Another possibility would be to wall here to the edge of the map, and then here to the edge of the map. But at that point, then everything, all the golds are forward. It's almost like she's playing Tapui here with all of everything that's forward. Yeah, and red's gold. Thunderbolt does have a gold in the back, But it's kind of awkward, though. If you're the Kumans, you usually like to TC a wood line. Even better to TC a wood and a stone. But here's a super awkward TC spot, because you're right by a hill. The stone is good in case you need to mine more stone for counter towers. In case you get tower rushed. The mill on the berries, 3 on wood. Doesn't really tell us anything about the strat. Whether you want to go fast feudal scouts or just the TC. You kind of do the same build. Yeah, like TC here defends the stone and the wood line. But also doesn't really overlap with the starting TC that much. There's just no good way to do a TC on wood and gold there. You could do a TC over here. Maybe a bit safer because the hills are farther away. Kind of like this TC location, actually. You get wood and gold. TC would be 2 vills? Maybe. I mean, you can still do 19 pop up with loom with 3 on wood. We'll see. There's a chance he just plays scouts. Gabi's base is super. Oh, she's pushing a deer from the middle of the map. Let's go. I was gonna say, did Thunderbolt scout? That's how you stop someone scouting your base. Just show you're pushing a deer in the middle of nowhere. Let them see. Yeah, she still wants to push. She's taking a couple extra hits from the scout in order to push the deer. She'll fight while pushing it, and should get it in. As long as the scout has enough HP. Pretty close to the TC range, but she's taking a couple of extra hits here and there. Ooh, this is gonna actually be close. Will the deer run from Thunderbolt's scout? She'd love that deer. Oh, Thunderbolt's just gonna push it away. He's gonna push it away. Oh, she put so much effort to get that deer. I thought she had it at the end. Oh, that's a far deer. Oh, that is... that's Age of Empires right there. That's Age of Empires. You push someone's deer that far away. Oh, it's always fun to see. Anyway, we'll have a barracks. A few more houses coming up around here. Houses in the back. Thunderbolt walling himself up. Still don't know where he's going to do her TC. 7 on wood, 3 on berries. Taking the sheep. It's not overpowered, but it's super inconsistent. Let's see, does he go for a TC? Nope, he will go for the archery range. Okay, he's not on gold. So, horse collar, double bit axe. And will this just be skirms? And Gabi looking around, trying to see, yeah, is there another TC somewhere? And she doesn't see it yet. Has to be wary of any vills hitting the scout. Yeah, Thunderbolt forward, looking for what Gabi's doing. Is Gabi trying to... 25 vills, this has to be a fast castle. Wait, is this a Dravidian fast castle? What are they fast castle into? This is Gabi maybe anticipating the 2 TC boom, going fast castle to counter it. But it's just a 1 TC archery range from Thunderbolt. This is a weird game. Yeah, so FC Siege from Gabi, which probably is a counter to the 2 TC boom. But what if Thunderbolt just plays normal? I don't think that matters. Gabi doesn't take much damage here. If she needs to, she can tower her gold. And Vils will move out to the wood line. And add a barracks. And oh, there goes the scout, but she did importantly scout the range. So she knows it'll be an archer opening, and archer opening without gold. And she did see there's no second TC. Do I coach? You can feel free to ask in the Discord. I usually don't, but there might be someone there who wants to look at the Rex. If you're 0-10 just starting out, there's probably a lot of resources out there. Tutorials and stuff you can find. That'll be a bit more easy to get started with. So there's the defensive range from Gabi. Range and a blacksmith. Survivalist has a lot of guides. He's a good YouTube channel with resources. I should probably make like a super, like, beginner-friendly Dark Age tutorial. That's been on my ideas list for a while. Here's Castle Age from Gabi. Yeah, as Arbe says, it's unfortunately you do sometimes have to lose a few games before you get balanced matches. So it's an unfortunate reality of the ranked system. Still don't understand why they start players that high. That's kind of just how an elo system works. I think the problem is, why don't they design a better system? You can pick low elo now, though. Nope, that has not been made live yet. That's still in update previews. I don't believe they do have the menu now. If they added it, I know it's in their update preview. I don't think it's been added to the game. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it hasn't been live yet. Yeah, there is supposed to be a menu coming where you could pick your starting elo and move yourself down by a few hundred points if you think you're really new, and try to get to fair games faster, but I don't believe that's been added yet. It's a struggle. Yeah, it is. When the game first came out, I had the opposite struggle, where Ornu and I played a couple of team games when it first came out, then didn't play for a while, then everyone else played a bunch of team games, and had super high elos because there was elo inflation then. And we had to go on like a 30 to 40 game winning streak in team games just to get somewhat close to where we'd start getting balanced games. It took a while. Having fun losing? Well, that's good at least. Still is unfortunate you gotta lose all your games. But you maybe find solace in the fact you are not the first or the only person who's had that experience. So as we were expecting, fast castle into a forward workshop, Gabi with one spear kills the scout, and Thunderbolt with only one military, that final spear, will now have to defend in an awkward position, adding in a stable and a second range when he's up to the castle age. So this is where the scouting will be important for Gabi. If she sees the stable, then can add monks to try to deal with any step lancers that pop out. If she doesn't, and it's just going in without the scouting, yeah, double stable, double range. Is the monastery just anticipating maybe knights or lancers? You did some tests, and you did the ranked benchmark, and then played your first match. All right, yeah. Yeah, as I thought that. The update where you can pick your starting elo is not in the game yet. Still relegated to the update. I wonder if you install the patch, if you do that, you can then start playing and then keep that elo. Maybe you can. So, buildings are added in. This is where you could consider the Feudal Age Siege Workshop, just so you can make the mangonel earlier when you're up, to help counter the scorpions, the elephants, and the skirms. Outpost for Gabi still doesn't see the stable, though, and still has to... There we go, now she sees the stable. A couple of spears might be useful now to protect against light cav for the monks. But I like this, using the elephant to destroy the range, but as the Kumans, it is rather cheap to rebuild the ranges. We'll have a market in the back from Thunderbolt 2. And no mangonels, just scorpions. Scorpions to support the elephant are pretty good because they'll kill the repair vills. And elephants, remember, can be healed by the monks as that first range goes down. At chess.com they have a right-tailed elo. I'm pretty sure they do in AoE 2 as well. Just not enough really to help the starting players. And there's that defensive workshop from Thunderbolt. Did Thunderbolt wait until Castle to build that? Maybe he forgot he could have done it earlier. Random starting elo would be more fair. Well, as long as you don't randomly get a high elo. Is another stable in the back for Thunderbolt, so easy to rebuild them after losing them. More spears forward. Gabi has to be careful with her monk locations now. As she'll add a second TC in her base and continue walling up, trying to ensure the knights do not get in. Has to be careful of overchops, though. She is chopping through the back of her wood line. Yep, those are the elos, yes. Those are the elos. These are two very good players. Now Mangonel gets one Scorpion, but the Spear will try to poke the Mangonel down. Not enough to save the Scorpion, though. That's the downside of the Scorpions in the push. You lose to Mangonels. Ooh, the Mangonel gets another nice hit on the Skirms. And now the Knights, they're getting in through the hole. Gabi, ooh, doesn't wall quite in time. The Knights are in. Exactly what she did not want happening with that wall at the front. And now she has to idle a ton of Vills getting back to the TC. Monk going to be hit by the light cap, won't get the conversion, and Thunderbolt now pushing this back, and the Mangonel hit the Monk, the Knight kills the Monk anyway, and all of a sudden, things looking pretty rough for Gabi as her forward's denied, but she does at least have the second TC up. It's a very low HP Knight, 5 HP, Vils can fight that if they have to. Knights will kill the Armored Elephants. There's a lot of resources wasted in the push when Thunderbolt already is ahead in res collected, doing his second TC now. And moving forward, defensive Monk here would do wonders, and she'll go for a market too. Skill cap is wild. I've seen players with negative elo, and I think Hera and Vinch are the two players who have been over 3,000. The Scout and a couple of Knights sleeping around the side. Elo can go negative, yes. That it can. Yeah, I think the K factor actually is higher for your first 10 games already. So, Wolf here. Ooh, Arctic Wolf, Arctic Wolf. What are you going to kill a Knight? Is the Wolf going to kill a Knight? 25 HP, that's a pretty far ways away for a Wolf to kill. They'll run away. Okay, I got excited there. I want to see a Wolf kill a Knight. And yeah, the forward from Gabi is cleaned up, but she is ahead in Vils. And maybe we can get a third TC. The front of her base still super exposed as all of her resources are forward. I'd even think of a TC here on the gold, but there's not much wood left there. Maybe over here? There isn't much wood there either because of the pond. She's just going to do it at the back, try to keep a safe wood. Still the option to wall to the edge of the base here. And with the TC and a lot of farming space, I think actually the wall over here somewhere would make a lot of sense. Keep both sides safe. Yeah, that's true. In AoE 3, when there are fewer new players, it's harder to get into it. Age of Mythology is probably the same way. And to some extent, probably also AoE 4. AoE 4 is, I think, a lot harder to get into, because you have to learn so many civs. It's like every time you get started, you have to learn new builds, new spreadsheets. AoE 2 is nice, because you learn one build order, and you can use it for any civ. And I think you spend more time playing the game than you do learning spreadsheets. Oh, that's true. AOM has a bunch of civs now. They've had several DLCs. They have, what, a Chinese and a Japanese and an Aztec DLC? Probably wouldn't even look familiar to me if I went to play it now. Spreadsheets? I don't know. You don't want people learning spreadsheets. You want them playing the game. So, Mangonel push on this TC as Thunderbolt's pulling ahead and score. Oh, that Arctic Wolf is chasing the Archer. Wait, who wins the fight? Archer or Wolf? Archer or Wolf? I think the Archer wins. I think the Archer wins. Okay, yeah, Archer wins easy. Archer wins easy. So, Elephant Archers now for Gabi. How do the Kumans counter those? They do have Siege Onagers. No Siege Engineers if it goes super late. Probably not what you're thinking about for Arabia, though. Okay, nice Mangonel shot. And Mangonel's pushed back now by the Elephant Archer defense. Gabi's still ahead in Vils. Res collected are still pretty similar. So pretty even game so far. I have seen negative elos. I don't know if AoE 2 Insights actually supports them, but your elo can indeed be negative. Unless they've changed it since I've checked. There most definitely are negative elos. Thunderbolt buying food. Oh, thank you, Blueberry Swish, for the follow. Oh, is there a hole? There's another hole, but that'll lead Cav Archers right into the Elephant Archers. Thunderbolt will just try to pick villagers here. Oh, there's another hole somewhere that Cav Archer got in, snaking through the houses. There's no when you get close to 0. There's another house for Gabi. She can garrison this TC in the back, try to get some Cav Archers. Not watching soccer. I'm an American. Oh, I have heard an earlier score from Norway, England. I don't know if that's still the current score. So you should be warned that we might see score updates in the chat. There's a live sporting event, so people may be discussing it. And we'll have some stone at the front there for Thunderbolt. This is... We talked about his TC locations at the start for the Kumans. And not his 2TC Feudal Boom TC location, but a late game, he's already secured the Hill TC location where he knows it's safe. And we see him placing his buildings out in front to secure the hills. So adding more ranges. Again, no bracer for the Kumans, but they can go Cav Archers if he wants a good Castle Age push. Could work if he just wants skirms to fight the Elephant Archers, even without bracer later. That could work. This has the draft up? What draft? Oh, that's true. I never thought about that. I don't think the faster... Or maybe it does. Yeah, mounted units faster. That'll apply to the Cav Archers for the Kumans. So Knights rushing in to destroy the Mangonel. They all don't get converted and do destroy the Mangonel. Resources are almost always low. Yeah, if your resources are high, then you're not spending your resources. There's always stuff you want to be spending your resources on. The only time they start floating will be if it's a long game. They're at 200 out of 200 population, and they're stuck with units waiting to be queued. Not super confident Kumans can deal with LE Archers and Imp. I'm not either. Alright. Those monks will be annoying for Gabi, though. Dravidians, do they get atonement? They do get atonement. And oh, what is this? We got a forward castle. Forward castle from Thunderbolt. Alright, that'll be annoying for Gabi. I don't think she wants to fight this yet. She doesn't have any siege backing this up. She's deleting a mining camp, maybe for better Mangonel pathing. It'll be a big Mangonel shot if it connects. And it does. It gets the Mangonel at first. And the Mangonel goes down. More vills on their way, though. That's 16 total vills with 18 when you count those other two standing idle. So that castle will go up. When we look at how much it ranges, 2 farms. Gabi might need to delete the farms. She'll want to save the Mangonel. But all in all, it doesn't damage too much. It does open up, though, the possibility for Kipchaks. Does open up a Kuman unique unit. Vill count's still the same, 100 to 102. Thunderbolt pulling ahead and res collected as he's able to pressure Gabi. Gabi adding that 4th TC, too. Will maybe help make up for the fact this one will be attacked by the castle. Archers pick off a Cav Archer there. Mangonel hits the Scorpion. North of a University for Thunderbolt as he's adding an armor, so he's up to Imp. Far ahead of Gabi, who's trying to stockpile enough res for the Imperial Age, while also doing her 5th TC. And her forward stone's being mined. And you get into that scary position where she wants a forward siege workshop, but where if the Kumans get it and they get a few more farms, that can open up the map for Hussar raids. I remember that arena team game we played where I was Kumans. I had 110 farms with steppe husbandry, and I still couldn't spend my food fast enough. And Mangonel hitting the skirms. And nice pick off from Thunderbolt with the Mangonel micro. Gabi's up to Imp herself, but a little over 2 minutes behind Thunderbolt, who will get Trebs. Takes out 1 TC. Gabi is trying to mine as much of that gold as she can. Not much left, though. She can start maybe rotating around the map, moving to these resources or these wood lines. I get pressured by that castle. And skirms there. Picked off by elephant archers. That castle worked on by 9 vills. Mangonel there. Could the Mangonel hit the skirms? Still feels really close, but Thunderbolt's having a better eco. Gabi gets up and starts upgrading her elephants, though. Will the skirms still be able to stop them? They have so much HP on them. If they get that final armor, that'd be great. But it's so far just elephants, and now, waiting for the Imperial Age, she will try to retreat them and run across the map. I need to save the Ellies. Need to get Bracer and armor. And chemistry, at the very least. There's Handcart. No final armor for Thunderbolt. This is the Mangonel in the workshop. Gabi will nice attack round, ungarrison, and pick off the Mangonel. The skirms are now aware of it, though. But I love that outpost. That'll help Gabi see any skirms if she needs to micro. And, oh, there's another forward castle Thunderbolt. He's got 18 forward vills. Here's chemistry, ring archer armor. He's deploying a trib. It has skirms to defend the castle. Gabi wants to wait for upgrades. Elite skirm is there. She needs bracer, chemistry, and ring archer armor still. I said that for the elephants earlier. Now also for the skirms. Alright, so both players send in a bunch of villagers. That's 23 vills versus 18. We all know it takes a village to raise a castle, and both players trying to get castles up. And there's chemistry. Do Dravidians have cannon? No, they do have access to cannon, but Gabi will delete the castle foundation and fall back. That'll be a lot of stone she spends, and Thunderbolt will be victorious, as Gabi feels like she's just too far behind, seeing Thunderbolt in Imp. So, nicely done from Thunderbolt to defend. Gabi forward with the siege, and even had a good boom behind it, so once she was pushed back, it wasn't quite over. But couldn't quite figure out what to do against all the forward castles disrupting the eco. She pulls back a bit, she has the stronger Ellies. Maybe. I think that's still really expensive at that time. There's always a tricky thing to judge. Alright, maybe we have time to cast another game. Let's see who's playing. He's just playing a team game. Survivalist is on. Maybe I also call it because I want to save my voice for casting the show match tomorrow morning. Let's see who else is streaming. If we get another game in the next couple moments, we might cast again. Just keep my eye on the ladder. Looks like Gabi's queuing again. Maybe we'll cast one more game of Gabi and then call it a night. And then I believe it's what time? Base 15 GMT, the show match for the league tomorrow. It's Amigos versus another team. I remind myself what it was. I remember Danny posted on Reddit. Yeah, the show match will be LY versus Amigos. Feels like LY would be favored there. And CTC Swipe Pog, thank you for the follow. Oh, Thunderbolt, thank you very much for the raid. Just casted a few of your games. Hope you enjoyed. Seeing Gabi's looking for one more game against Melkor AJ, another Lord of the Rings name. That's, I guess, not the old school Melkor, though. Remember, there were Melkor and Fëanor, the Irish brothers. Also, yeah, the in-game Art of War tutorials are a good way, especially the first one on the early economy. That'd be by far the first thing you should do. Run early economy a couple of times if you want to learn. And let's see. Let's see if this game with Gabi actually happens. Hopefully there won't be any dodging. Survival's been in the game for 23 minutes, so I don't think I'm gonna speed through all that. Hello, WS Ironhide. Hey, you are awesome. Thank you. All right, Gabi versus Milk. Or that disappeared. That disappeared as soon as I saw it. I think someone dodged. There's a bit of an elo difference. And Gabi's queuing again. And show off the ladder in the current queue. Zoom in a bit. Soxy Carbo could be interesting. It's around 2k2. I feel like Soxy's usually around 2k3. Maybe a bit low for him. Just ran into the most fun 3v3 team ever. Did you run into the Phosphoro Matsubiri team? Yep, I saw them earlier. Yep. So Marion, I don't know who that is either. They picked Cyan, so we can watch that. Looks like that's happening. 2248. I'm not familiar with Marion. So I'll put Gabi in red. And then she'll be the Poles against Marion as the Celts. Poles versus Celts. Our base is here ready for a Celts game. I love the Celts, right? A wonderful AOK Civ. Civ win. So thank you again, Thunderbolt, for the raid. We've had a ton of people raid us earlier. I think Phosphor raided us. What did we get the raids? Yeah, Phosphoro, Matza, they both raided us. Ornlu, Blink, Thunderbolt, and also T90 with the sub. And we have a 60-second spec delay, and we'll hop into this next game. And oh my gosh, we're so close to 16,000 followers. Maybe we get that. If not today, then tomorrow. We're at 15,989. So thank you all very much for the follows. We're closing in. Closing in on 16k. Does Make Indestructible still crash games when testing in the scenario editor? I don't know. A lot of those RMS effects that affect the Gaia buildings don't actually apply in the scenario editor though, so you'll have to test that in single player anyway. If Zetnus has that in the guide, then it probably does. Probably does then. Because, was it Sec Gaia Unconvertible doesn't work in the editor either. You gotta go to an actual game to test that. There are a few things like that, where you can still make the general shape of the map and everything, but you need to have a proper game in order to test the things properly. Alright, so this will probably be our final game of tonight, but we'll have Gabi as the red Poles to the north, and Marion, a player I've never seen before, but they will be playing as the Cyan Celts to the southeast. And that'll be quite a few chickens, so a chicken Arabia. And Marion has back wood lines, but forward main gold and stone. Secondary gold in the back, so is the secondary stone, kind of. Oh, lucky with a cliff that loops around, mostly faces north. You don't see too many of those. We got another one over there. I'll admire the cliff shapes now after I put so much effort into Tepui. A wonderful forest that avoids the cliff and has a one-tile area for doing so. Oh man, the beauty of map scripting when something like that happens. Oh. It gives me nightmares about that. You can see this forest also avoiding the cliff. That nice right angle. Awkward Folvark positions for Gabi. Yeah, also with the starting house. So the... Oh, wait, never mind. That's Marion. For Gabi. Okay, much better for Gabi, actually. Folvark goes here, build farms around it. Folvark out here on the chickens. That's kind of far. But it's by the gold anyway, so if you end up farming here, you're at least protecting two resources at once. You may need to... We saw T90 using the mill as part of a wall earlier. Could do that out here with the chickens. Use your chicken mill, or in this case, chicken folwark, as part of the wall. It'll also count as a house for the poles, so she'll get some housing space from it. She'll lure in the first boar from the front. Still 5 little piggies under the TC to take later. I thought they were swapped. Yeah, this is not too bad. You can wall that off, and then a folwark here is pretty safe by the TC to start farming. Then you can just wall here to the edge of the map. Here to the edge of the map. And then play with walls in front of your TC, and it's pretty safe. A lot of walling, but should be something she's able to do. Forward board taken down by the TC. You'll have that Among Us pattern in the gold mine. That's always a good one. This is just kind of like the Utah-shaped mine with a bit of it jutting up on the side. So you put the mining camp either there or there. That's some warlord in for Marion. Nothing too surprising now. So what happens Celts versus Poles? Feels like a lot of spears, probably, for the Celts. Poles usually like going cav. And if they go archers, then they have to deal with Celt siege. I wonder if Gabi could FC Huang now. And just go forward workshops. Or actually, no, never mind, I got the saves backward. If Marion could do that, then that'd be sick. Because the Poles are a civ that kind of wants to hang back, rely on the farming eco if you pressure that. Oh, Majestic, thank you very much for the sub.
You challenge my every decision. It is as if you seek to lead the Huns yourself.
Thank you very much, Majestic. And here's Gabi finding Marion's TC. Getting some arrows taken there. You do seek to lead the Huns. Ooh, you better practice your iron boar fighting and archer dodging skills then. You may need to do that in the woods. And blood is there. Hunting camp for Marion. And loom now. Loom for Marion too. As these walls go up. And more walls in the back for Gabi. So very compact walls. Alright, so I was going to say wall the edge of the map, but she doesn't want to commit that much to walling. She will ignore the barriers for now, content herself with taking the chickens, and instead wall up over here, as she's going not just 21, but 22 and 23 vills. Is this FC Phosphoro now? 23 pop up? With the poles, potentially. Into what, then? Into Opuk? Yeah, Gabi went up. Thunderbolt won the last one. So see if Gabi can pick up a win here. Definitely favored in terms of the elos. Just shy of 200 points ahead. There is the full fuck Gabi. Those small palisades up. And the house. Alright, so second full of arc. And no gold. What is this build? What is this build? 25 pop, no loom. Mostly walled. No militia inside right now. The man arms upgrade will come in.
Kid?
Forward range 2 for Marion. Gabi might need another line of walls to the TC. But now she'll repair until the archers start coming in. You watch the YouTube vids you showed me? Alright, this will probably be the last game. But we'll probably be back quite a bit. If you're back tomorrow or through the week. So Gabi will build a barracks as part of the wall. Has to be careful of that Vil. Marion will spot that. So Gabi now has to wall the Vil in, but doesn't finish the wall. The men-at-arms won't be kept out for too much longer. Might just need to wall and sacrifice the Vil. Yeah, so there is a sacrificial Vil to get the walls up. House goes up behind it. No real other option there for her. Especially without Loom. So if that Vil had Loom, we could have fought a bit better against the Scout. But without it, just have to apologize to the Vil and their family. And construct the house. So a tower for Gabi to keep this out. If she wanted to fast castle, does not quite have the resources for it yet. She's going for an archery range. And deleting some palisades just so that she can run the Vil earlier. I'm sure she doesn't want to lose the Folvark since that'll destroy some pop space too. So at home, no farms yet, 4 on gold, and some stone Vil. Oh no, actually never mind. Those are not stone Vils, those are chicken Vils. Okay, chicken Vils for Marion. As Marion will keep pushing forward, and with more men-at-arms, 5 men-at-arms attacking the Folvark, horse collar on the way. Men-at-arms do have arson. The speedy Celt men-at-arms will force Gabi to repair until an archer comes out. The 2 archers already are forward here for Marion as the Celts. So whatever Gabi was trying to do, I'm not sure what the build was, but at the very least she did research horse collar before committing to the Folvark farms. So they will have a bit more food on them. Needs to finish this farm while repairing. Needed to finish the farm for the instant drop-off. She will lose the Folvark. Blacksmith on the way. She'll need fletching now to fight this properly. Going for archers and a skirm mixed in. Is in shambles? I'm down in res collected too, when she was 1. Maybe getting greedy with the longer Dark Age. At forward range, I think maybe caught her off guard. Had to spend the stone on the tower. Does she have a market? Did I just imagine her building a market? Thought I saw that. I think I've been casting too long. I need food. On a hot summer's day. So there's armor now for those men-at-arms. Part of me's tempted to do forging first to break through faster, but armor for more survivability against the archer is probably the right call. And just long distance taking the berries now that the Folvark isn't there. And looks like it's a rough go of it for Gabi here. She's trying to bring the berries back. Men-at-arms and archers come forward. And she'll think about going forward with her army. And she wants to wall in the range. That'll be a bit tricky with the house there too. We'll have to wall around that. Marion always could delete the house later. Should they want to ungarrison the range. Help, your puppy is licking you viciously. Did you try having your puppy watch the stream? That might distract them a bit. So skirm there to fend off archers. A decent fight for Gabi. But it doesn't get the range walled in, and more archers will pop out for Marion. Housed. HSD means housed time. It'll tick up while someone is housed. There's a new stat that I just learned about today, because it was just added. That wasn't there yesterday, right? Oh, that was a 3v3 we were casting, so maybe I just wouldn't have noticed. I love new stats. New stats cluttering up the interface. They gotta remove value %G, though, if they're adding new stuff. Chris won the burger tournament? There was a burger tournament? I'm sure you guys would love that. You like value %G? Well, value's still up here. Value's there. You're just missing the %G part. Vanilla Donut loves value %G. Get some value %G real life. We put the header on 2 lines. They could just write the actual stats on 2 lines, like adjacent to each other. Maybe that's awkward for the value though, but then just get rid of the value and you have room. You don't gotta cut the player or civ names or anything. It'd be lovely. So house wall for Gabi, keeping this out, trying to counterattack. Not finding any bills.
Kid?
Nice padded archer armor from Marion.
Jakieś rozkazania?
Fargere. Kid? Erlov. Fargere. Erlov.
And now, just with those skirms, Marion will be looking to clean up Gabi's archers. I don't think there's an overchop there just yet. There's a weak Vil, though. And maybe the archers can get the Vil. He will get back. He will get back.
Owszem.
So on the other side, Gabi's still forced the wall. This is looking rather rough for Gabi, I gotta say. Down in res collected, but she has the poles. Poles can always do crazy things with their eco. Selling wood, buying food at the same time. Selling wood, or buying food, selling stone. Is Marion. Marion's up. Gabi will be a bit farther behind. And perhaps importantly for the poles, this is the only stone to which she has access. Her main stone may be in the back enough that she can get out there, but if she wants the castle for Schlachter privileges, getting the stone could be a tricky task. Yeah, forward siege about to go burr. I'll see if the Vil goes forward for Marion.
Erlov. Fargere. Erlov. Kid?
You need some map control for the forward siege. 17 military to 12, though.
Erlov.
Lots of skirms and lots of archers. Skirms were chasing one unit to the back, but that doesn't mean Gabi's able to walk forward a bit, regain some map control, and maybe stop a forward workshop. I think forward siege is an option. I don't like it either. Then again, I'm not always sure what to do against the Poles. They get to Schlachter privileges. Yeah, you're Celts, you can do the speedy pikeman line. That's about it. Range still there, not walled in.
Kid? Erlov.
Do waszych usług.
Fargere. Erlov.
Archers will force that archer from Marion away. Marion up to the castle age. And we'll have a second TC from Marion. Okay, that's 2 TCs. And immediate elite skirm. So we all know we saw Chris earlier. Elite skirm, the best unit in the game.
Rozkazania?
Gabi trying to wall up, just restrict the mobility a bit of Marion. She's a bit late to the castle age in comparison. Won't have the same eco with the boom. Which dog needs a buff and a nerf? That'd be a good question for Gabi.
Fargere. Erlov.
I don't have the same knowledge of dogs that she does.
Rozkazania?
Erlov. Kid?
The Vil's in the TC. The archer's taking some of the TC arrows. Men-at-arms will be cleaned up by the tower. And Gabi might need to run off this wood line. As crossbow comes in, Bodkin's already there. Marion will escape. I was worried about Marion looping that way, but then Marion would have been trapped against here. Oop. Sorry, hit the wrong button on my mouse there. Accidentally moved the scene.
Jakieś rozkazania?
I think I caught that right away. Downside of using the slide buttons on your mouse to change your OBS scenes.
Erlov.
I need to get like an extra numpad or something to put scene numbers on. Nerf Belgian Malinori.
Fargere.
Never heard of that before.
Owszem.
A couple of knights on their way forward for Gabi. And she could trap this army now. Great job from Gabi of making sure she had that wall to the TC so the army couldn't do damage. And oh, one knight gets in, but immediate quick walls there for Marion. Keeps this wood line safe. 1 man-at-arms there to defend. Probably won't be enough. The knights will try to get us around on the skirms and the crossbows. Marion will try to focus fire crossbows with the skirmishers. The skirm should go down here to the knight pressure. And once all the crossbows are down, then Gabi will pull her crossbows back to make sure they don't take extra damage from the skirms. And knights will be eating some TC fire. Gotta be careful without bloodlines and with only 1 armor. Especially when the TC is bodkin. Now Marion will react with more walls internally. Second TC from Gabi, and she'll try to do some damage while she's raiding. Res collected and Vil still very close between the two of them. And if Gabi can get that TC up, do some eco upgrades, she'll be fine. And being fine with the poles is maybe what you want if you can get to Schlachta privileges. Especially if you see it's a bunch of archers from the Celts and not the pikemen. So still no extra stone for Gabi after doing that tower. She did have to buy 100 stone. I think the webcam obscures that, but she did buy the stone at the market for the TC. Expo Knight is nice, can't counter. Our base encouraging the most vanilla unit comp in the game. He's just like, nope, Celts, can't do nothing about that. Our base, I never thought I'd see the day. Our base doesn't believe in the Celts.
Do waszych usług.
So third TC for Gabi. There's Bloodlines Wheelbarrow.
Air love.
Jakieś rozkazania?
And let's see, the Knights over here. Oh, auto farming Marion around the TC. See the stone, so we could see some potential Woad Raiders. See some Woad Raiders. And then the TC up for Gabi. Now she's on stone. Okay, now moving over to the stone. Which is Schlachta privileges against Woad Raiders potentially. Ooh, that'll be nice to see. Schlachta privileges versus Woad Raiders. Feels like we're moving towards that. I think the Schlachta privilege Knights should win. I'm not entirely certain about that, though. Hello, Caterpillar. Yeah, Gabi fan. A lot of people root for Gabi.
Target it.
Owszem.
So Skirms will start taking down some of those crossbows.
Owszem.
Gabi now has to be wary of all the skirms. Still, that range is forward as he's trying to go Knights, Town Watch, and looks like a full Knight transition. Still needs attack and armor, and still needs Schlachta privileges. And Monastery to start picking up relics, more full Vark farms in the back. Nice area to the right where she can wall even an extra gold if she wants to expand to it. Think about milling chickens, but now it's all about getting the military or the eco set up for Schlachta privileges. And hoping that she can get enough Knights to win a fight, but she does still need a castle for it. Is 60% less gold means your Knights are insanely cheap. Really don't need much gold eco, which maybe suits her map with one of her second golds being forward. And I think actually the third being even more forward. So will Gabi now be able to get a castle
Do
up?
waszych usług.
And she doesn't want to fight that army straight up, but she can stand right in the field between the two bases and look for reinforcements.
Kid.
Well, we'll see. Maybe she does want to fight it straight up. She will have another couple of Knights from those stables, and she's going for it.
Target it. Kid.
The Knights from this side, as the crossbows micro back and forth, she will dive under the skirms and go straight for the crossbows.
Air love. Target it. Air love.
Her crossbows on the way for Marion. But Gabi just massacred that army.
Target it.
And now she's moving forward with the Knights, still looking for the castle for Schlachta privileges. But that'll just let her move more vills from gold to farms. As she's at 70 vills, she'll start adding more farms. And these are +2 Knights. Now Donut saying, oh no, you gotta believe in the +2 Knights if you're Gabi.
Target it.
And she'll clear quite a few crossbowmen. And Marion just pumping the crossbows. You get to Imp, you get all your range upgrades, and then the lack of the final armor upgrade really hurts the poles. But in the castle age, when you're raiding, you can just raid and raid and raid. And now she's going to start to idle Marion's eco, get under the TC. Gabi actually pulls ahead and res collected. Bill count's still very close. And she's going to do defensive castle. Well, that makes sense if you want Schlachta. Defend one of the golds, get Schlachta. Don't lose the game by yellowing the castle forward. +2 Knights. Yeah, that's true. Celts don't have Bracer. And they don't have Arbalest, so I guess maybe it works. The Celts have to go Halb then. And Poles have hand cannon here, right? Yeah, you can go. With the counter to the Celt infantry. Woad Raiders are Halbs. Oh, but we have a forward castle. Does Marion sees that? Oh my gosh, Marion wants a castle foundation right where Gabi's building her castle. I don't think that castle will go up. There's some gates in the middle because why not place gates everywhere? Just wants to make the pathing awkward so the Cavaliers can't get to the crossbowmen. wheelbarrow for Marion. Yeah, diagonal gates, build the castle through it. Not started yet, not started yet. Marion needs to remember that foundation's there and delete it. I mean, the stone's almost there for a second castle. You might place another foundation and forget. I like how Gabi has the forward university, scouting the corner. And leaving no stone unturned, no gold unscouted. She's house walled up on her side. And oh, the Vills were looking for another TC. The castle dropped and they found it. They found it. That's 26 crossbowmen, 17 knights. The walls are there. Gabi immediately reacts with a tower. More walls in for Marion. There's still a hole. There's always a hole. The knights are almost in. The wall's deleted, but more walls come up. Nice, quick walling for Marion. Gabi will abandon the tower, and that forward castle will come up as Gabi's picking up her third relic. That gold will have a second castle behind it. And Marion, if you're Celts now, has to basically stay in the castle age. Go for Woad Raiders in a ram push. Is that exploit patchable? There was no exploit there. That was just, we see the castle foundations. The players don't. Oh, the building through diagonal gates one? It'd have to be the devs to fix it. I don't think it's really much of an exploit, though. I think Coast Arena is the only place we'll see it, because that's the only place I added diagonal gates. Yeah, so now we'll have some raids coming in from Gabi. And Marion tried to wall Gabi in, but there's a hole, always a hole. One night to raid gold pills. Oh wait, that market's deleted, so the crossbows stopped the knight. Probably deleting the palisade would have been better. And yeah, at the front, Celt castles love their architecture. And one Vil TC in the corner of the map. Let's go, one Vil TC. Another market attempt there for Marion. And Gabi gonna get up to 5 TCs. Alright, she's someone I have seen likes this quite a lot, 5 TCs. There's Schlachter privileges on the way for her. And this might just be Schlachter privileged Cavaliers then. I need to add more diagonal gates. Ooh. Sounds like a good idea. I need to finish that video on the diagonal gates.
Rozkazania?
So some knights healing up by the monks. I still don't see Cavalier clicked. Here's another castle on the side. And that workshop denied. This has been very awkward for Gabi. Very awkward indeed. She's up by an age, has the trebs. It still doesn't feel clean. And I swear that Marion now doesn't have an option without the food go imp. Great pop lead and military lead. But Gabi can just bide her time for Cavaliers. And I keep accidentally hitting my mouse. I've never done that before. I've just done that twice. We'll add more farms around the mill. I think I need to do that, like numpad, so I can add macros to it. So Iron Casting and Cavalier. Diagonal sea gates on Aqua Arena. Now Vanilla done its thinking. And this castle should go down. I'll buy Gabi a bit of time and reprieve from potential Woad Raiders. More trebs for her. And it's gonna be rams with pikemen maybe to pick off trebs. Oh, about the same time the Cavalier raids. The Cavalier raid is in. Gabi's starting to go Schlachter privileges and starting to raid everything here. Pikemen forward. Is a stronghold upgrade good for the Celts? So for the Celts, that stronghold is they attack faster and castles heal infantry. I've never seen it impact an expert game before, I don't think. I don't really have much of a feel for it myself. So it feels like it should be on the weaker side. Well, here comes the ram push. I don't think that's enough, though. I think there are too many Cavaliers, and they'll be fighting underneath the castle. The castle can help pick off the pikemen. Cavaliers can win that fight anyway with monks healing. The ram going after the trebs, but the ram will be taken down by the Cavaliers. And now Gabi can continue trebbing this next castle. And on the side, what's this TC doing here? Well, it's just the extra res TC. Is that scouted? No, somehow that's not scouted. The university's there. That'll do ballistics, but that'll not let the pikemen scout the TC. Too far away. The clandestine TC. Oh, Ville's here in the middle, caught by Cavaliers. Big group of Cavaliers. Crossbowman not there. As Arbase pointed out earlier, no bracer for the crossbowman. So the lack of armor doesn't matter quite as much for the poles. That's no bracer, no thumb ring either. Yeah. Horrible Arbalest line. No Arbalest for the Celts. The only upgrade they're getting up there is chemistry. Chemistry now ballistics with Gabi. This castle going to crumble to the treb shots. As Gabi will construct her own castle in the middle of the map, and she will win the game. There we go. Even villagers capture pikemen. That's why we needed a castle at home. Oh, the castle worked out for Gabi. And even with the bigger military population, the Celts just couldn't find a way to take fights against the better age. Ooh, GG. This is why you need a forward university to defend your TC. Exactly. Alright, that's going to be it for me. I'm exhausted now. I need to get back into the streaming mood, let my voice heal a bit. I've never seen Marion before, but now Marion's playing another game. Gabi's queuing. She's not streaming, is she? If she's streaming, I'll raid her. She always reads me. Let's see. Is she online? I don't think she's online. Go follow her anyway. Anyway, come by here tomorrow for both League and potentially our hitting 16,000 followers on Twitch. Let's see. Who do we have around to raid? We have Dragonstar doing some League practice. We can raid Dragonstar. Alright, we'll raid Dragonstar. See you back tomorrow, 15 GMT. And